Scott. The game's to be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money. They say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste if you ain't got no time. Out and about, out chasing paper. The streets of my house and the house always wins like Vegas. Never down for the count. Second win, second nature. Found mine. Never had my hands out. Fuck favors. By design, everything tailored. In my youth, it was shell toes, no Chuck Taylors. We choke game, how to have a game, so it's still the same code game, so it's still the same code. We all pay the cost, pay dues. Move with the mind state that I can't lose. On the grind, push a hard line with my linemen. Back when I was young, they said it's all about timing. Till it's my time, all the stars are aligning. I'm a diamond in the rough, couple cuts got me shining. This game you cannot cop on consignment. In the field, all we do is execute assignments. The game's to be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money, they say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste if you ain't got no time to talk. The game's to be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money, they say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste if you ain't got no time to talk.
First, we get into this paper. See, I want it all, plus a mule and 8 acres, a lot of alcohol, few dad bags of paper. Run this shit like a ship and I'm the sailor. Cold, kinda like it's fresh up out the freezer. Cold, if she ain't talking bread, I don't need her. Soon as I meet her, I'm a fucker, then I leave her. It's the old Mac needs, treat them all like bottom feeders. Break it down slow for them folks that don't know. I'm a seasoned vet, black belt out the dojo. With a wide range of weapons, so I'm out the holster. Keeping all options open, so many ways that I can fold ya. Told you from the gate, never been about no play. Get it on the go, they never been known for no delay. The game should be sold, not to be told. Keep your mouth shut, don't have to break the mold. Mac needs.
Break the work down, it's fence the move. Push that work out, I distribute. Break the work down, it's fence the move. Push that work out, I just distribute. A young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor. Just a young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor.
I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. You know I'm the boy, get money's what I'm used to.
Keep you straight from the gate, so I don't confuse ya. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'ma make noise, shout to my producer. I'm an entertainer, but I ain't here to amuse ya. Yeah, fuck with shooters and they all fucking users. Come through and wake that ass up like a rooster, hella early in the morning. Early bird gets a worm. Finna get rich for 'em, food for the worms. Cutting cocaine, dumping whole things. It's a cold game, make you run your gold chain. Hungry, but I'm moving in a keto state. For sure, I beat the price on the keys in your state. Catch me running up a tail, fucking up a bag. Make me wonder how long will a good thing last. On my Curtis Mayfield, live a life I can't chill. Push a man, pushing packs, all I do is make squeal. Keep it 100, I'm just numb, yo, I can't feel none of these suckers when they say they real. Stacking Uber cash, I'm an out-of-state supply. Random Uber man, here to get away drive. Just a young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor. Just a young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the
you ready, Jerry?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Show me the money.
Oh, you didn't know? Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
You put my shoes on, you wouldn't last a mile. Summertime, wintertime, I'm on the grind. Yeah, I got the ring, I'm the champ, I'm the genie of the lamp.
This is the gift I was given, so I just live by my hustle.
My pocket, it don't make sense, but don't make a profit. It's all a hustle, ladies and homies. Make money, money.
Hold out here for a pill. Really tryna get this money for the real.
I want to find a thing to save my life, so I hustle.
It ain't over for me. No, it ain't over for me.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Show me the money!
Okay, let's go smoke that joint.
What up, Fantasy Football Hustler, back at ya. What is going down, everybody? Wake and bake. Bogey was here, and he went into the Matrix. I'm sure he'll be back shortly. And what up, Emil? What's going down, bro? Peacock, what up, homie? Dennis in the house. What up, Ryan? And there goes Bogey.
That's fucking weird. That's weird. I was like, hey, you're like, hey. I'm like, hey. And I'm like, what? I'm gone. I'm like, damn it. Like, right? I was jamming to the fucking, hold in my mind, show me the money. Oh,
it was like,
I'm in there jamming, doing the whole thing.
It was right during the end of the countdown. Your screen went completely black. So when it does that, I just assume you got a call and you went into the Matrix.
Yeah, that was a pure Matrix one. That wasn't a phone call Matrix. That was weird. Because I could still see me.
Trippy.
Yeah, and I wasn't there until fucking
right at the end.
Yeah.
And Ryan, dynasty question. He said, first place, loaded roster, no glaring needs. Have a confirmed top 4 draft pick. So it's got to be because you have someone else's, right? Is there anyone you'd consider trading the pick for? Tyreek?
Yep.
Shit. Anybody who who has a chance of
I'll give
really
him
getting you over the top?
I'll give him a first and a second for Tyreek to make a push. But he might not even need it. I mean, he says he's the number 1 team. Loaded roster. Fantasy gods don't like arrogance. I would always feel like I can get more loaded.
Yeah. What up, Jay? Said about to bake. Let's get it.
I can have the quote unquote best team, and that's subjective. And I'm still gonna be like, I need to get better.
Crispy said, motherfucker's always late. Crispy, you're only late when you have a boss.
We're late. I'm sorry, boss.
What up, Anthony? Said top of the morning, fellas. What up?
Top of the morning.
Who's the Facebook user who said, yeah, crank that fire, time to blaze up? What up?
Who is this book of faces?
Antonio Lopez said, would you do Kyran Herbert and Amari Cooper for Deontay Johnson, Devontae, Lamar, and Jerome Ford? Nah, it's too much for too much. Like, you're winning on players, you're losing on players. Why not just get a trade where you go after, you give up 2 players for 1 good player? Do something like that instead of giving up what is this, a 3-for-4 trade? No.
Yeah, it's really team specific. I'm pretty sure this makes sense if I can see the whole team. It's like it's a preference thing, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Plus, I'm like, if I'm making a trade during this time of year, I'm usually trying to tier up at a position, or I'm trying to get depth. So, you know what I mean? It's kind of subjective to be what's the better side, the 3 or the 4 player side? You might need that. You know what I mean?
Because what I see on the one side is Lamar, and I'm assuming that's the side coming back. If you need to upgrade your QB, you don't got to trade away 3 of your players and bring back 4 players just to upgrade a QB in a single, single QB league. Quandor, what up? Derek, what up? Salute.
What up, Quandor? What up, Derek?
And
Quandor, that's an interesting name. I like it.
Not sure the reference. AJ, what up?
I don't know if it's a reference or not. Might be.
And Dylan said, I'm thinking of trading for Bijan because of a juicy playoff schedule. What do you think? What would you send off this team? I mean, we can just give you a bunch of play. You got to see what the person needs. Like I dealt with this with someone this morning where they're kind of frustrated because like they think they're sending out like a good trade to someone. And like they think that it's good enough for the other person to accept, but they're just not accepting it. And so you just got to remember, like, no matter what we tell you to do, you need to see what that person needs and you need to fill that need, or else why would they trade you? Bogey?
Give the person what they need.
Sometimes you may have to give them what they want. You just have to figure out what that is, or else you're just going to be sending random offers. You don't even know if the person wants to give up Bijan.
Yeah, and if I got extras, like, I'm going to take as much of my extras and try to buy Bijan because he ain't shit right now.
Right?
What is he running back? Is he in the top 24 standings at the running back position right now? You use that to your advantage.
Yeah, it's probably close, but after these last couple games, I feel like he's got to be falling somewhere outside of it or close to it.
Yeah, maybe 18-ish, 16 to 24. Is he in that range?
What if the person really hates Bijan and wants to like just get him off his team?
Yeah,
that's better than you sending some trade where you're like sending a whole bunch of shit in like an overpay.
Yeah, don't be Bogard.
Well, it just all depends. You got to make things happen quick. I don't know when the trade deadline is, but you better start making moves right now, because I think it very rarely happens where you send a trade and someone just magically accepts it without any counters or anything like that. It doesn't happen often.
It's happened where I'm the guy who's like, oh my fucking God, I'm just going to accept this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've had
that. That's even more rare. It's even more rare.
Yeah.
Because I'm, I always have to remind myself the fantasy gods don't like greed. And I tend to get that green-eyed, greedy monster in me when I see an offer come in and I'm like, oh, I want this. You know what I mean? And I start countering. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Drew, what up?
What up? And,
West, what up, homie?
Shout out to my oldest daughter. She's turning 16 today. It's pretty cool, man. I've been a father for 16 years.
Oh, nice. It's today? I thought you said it was Saturday.
No.
It's the night.
It's the night. Might do something, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to buy her a new iPhone.
Nice.
Yeah, buy her a new iPhone, and she wants a couple games on the PS5, which is really cool because I don't have to go nowhere. You know what I mean?
Shout out to our man Ra leaving a super chat. He said he's trying to buy Pollard. He said, who would you package? Thinking of keeping Puka for the playoff schedule. I'll swap wide receiver with him as well.
I don't mind moving Puka.
So he's got, here's the guys who I kind of see on his list here. Adams, Cooper, Diggs, Dubs, Puka, Kincaid.
Dubs and Puka? Kincaid and Dubs? Stuff like that. Who's he trying to buy again?
He's trying to buy Pollard.
Yeah, so Pollard, he sucks, first of all.
Yeah, who else do you have at running back? Because Pollard doesn't necessarily have the best schedule coming up either.
Yeah, but for the sake of it, if he's trying to buy him, Pollard's an expensive name.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
And I'm looking at this other guy. I'm looking at. I guess I'm a little bit confused here because of the way that it's all set up. But if he has, I think Jamal. No. Javonte Williams, Jerome Ford, DeMarcado.
I take
Elijah Mitchell, Khalil Herbert, Pollard. It's like his team sucks, though. Like, you want to buy his running back, but that's like clear cut the only good running back he has.
You got to replace that with something that makes him feel comfortable, like a startable receiver and a startable running back to replace Pollard.
Yeah, and I can't. And the way that the picture is, I can't even see who any of your running backs are.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I don't really want Pollard like that.
And especially like the person, if someone's going to give up a running back and there's no running back coming in return, they have to be able to lose that running back. Like he has to have like, I don't know, at least like 3 running backs where he can have 2 starters. Because Javonte and Pollard, those look like the only like starters out of his entire team. Bogey?
Is it worth buying Pollard for this matchup? Because he has another touchdown because he has 2 on the year and they all came in week 1 against this matchup, the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna buy him, this would be the one.
Yeah, because then I'm sure it's going to be harder to buy him if your trade deadline isn't this week and then he goes off on the Giants. Like this is probably prime time to purchase.
I mean, it's like the next 2. It's like the next 2 games. Those are the smashes. Mm-hmm. Giants and Carolina. But then after that, you're going to get a whole bunch of blah the rest of the way, except maybe Buffalo, because they've been giving up some booty to running backs.
Yeah, so I'm okay with it. I think like people still okay. Here's the biggest problem. If you're the Pollard,
here we go. Hold on, I got more clarification.
Okay.
So now I see what it. I mean, it's super weird the way that it's all working here. So he's got he's got Javonte and Ford and all those guys who I just mentioned. So weird how this is like set up here. I would offer maybe a Puka and Jerome Ford for Pollard. He said the dude is selling Ford is what it is. So I mean the dude is selling Pollard is what it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I start with I think Javonte and Ford.
He kind of needs to keep Javonte.
Okay. Yeah, and then he said he wants to keep Puka. That's why I was trying to veer.
Did he say he wanted to keep Puka?
Yeah, he wants to keep Puka for the playoff stretch. But
okay. Yeah.
But I think Puka and Ford. I'm still with you on that. And then maybe Pollard plus, right? And it doesn't have to be something super like standoutish, right? It could just be Pollard.
And shit, I don't like doing the 2-for-2 trades, but like just to even it up a little bit, maybe the dude's goofy. You know, you do a Ford and Puka for Tony Pasta and Terry McLaurin. I see on the picture he's got them on the trade block also. Mm-hmm. Just to make it a little bit more even for you instead of because I don't know. I mean, who knows why this guy wants to get rid of him other than Pollard has been sucking.
It's probably the guy's record.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those 2 guys have been they haven't really been. I mean, Terry McLaurin's been better than Pollard.
Yeah. Well, he's got like everyone on the block, it looks like. He said he has Pollard on the block, and I see Marquise Brown and Christian Kirk and Terry McLaurin all on it as well.
Do the Bogard move. You ready for this? I just do what you said. I'm just going to start taking combinations of players he put on the block, and I'm going to give him start with Jerome Ford and Puka.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to get rid of everybody. Everything must go.
Yeah. So that's what I do. That's what I do. I'm not really a fan of like going out and getting Pollard, but if you're giving up someone like Jerome Ford and even giving up Puka, I don't want to give him up. Especially we hear Stafford's probably not going to miss any games, things like that. But if you need, I mean, his running backs kind of suck. Ford's like his number 2 running back, so I feel it.
You think Stafford keeps fighting with his wife? She's like, okay. You have a thumb now. Are we done with the foosball, Sean?
Yeah, there's just
God, you're not really.
There's just way too much money to be made, and like I don't know. Does Stafford seem like the guy who like after football is going to be like a comment? Just anyone who's in the light talking about football. Like I don't know. He doesn't seem like that kind of guy.
You ever seen him talk? He's very soft spoken.
Yeah. I mean, he never really talks. That's the thing.
Yeah, and like I'm talking about like even in like the interviews and stuff. Like when he was younger, he was a little more, he'd be with the backwards hat and stuff. And now he's just kind of like super like quiet. Like
well, see, it's funny. Okay, here's one thing. I've been listening to this one Entourage podcast just to kind of hear their flavor and stuff because I really just don't want to sound like anyone whenever we do this. And there's like 2 or 3 like random Entourage podcasts. And here's the funny thing that like there's some Entourage went from 2005 or no 2004 and it went for 8 years. And so there's a lot of things on there where they're like, oh, this just does not hold up well. And some of the some of the stuff that Ari Gold says, the agent, you know, like he's an asshole when he talks, you know, so some of his specific lines don't hold up. But they're also talking about like fashion and things like that. And it's funny where they're like, oh, look at the things that Turtle like wore in the first couple seasons. Like that doesn't hold up. But what's funny is like when I was in my 20s, I dressed like that. I'm sure when other people were in their 20s, they dressed like that. But as they evolve with age and get into their 30s, then they don't dress like that.
When I was, you know, it's funny is when I used to have mad peacock syndrome.
Me too.
Right? Like if there's like a fucking, I don't know, something fancy, a Gucci, something, right? And like, you know, I don't want the plain black Gucci jacket. I want the one with all the pink G's on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want the loud shit. That didn't want to be loud no more at one point. Or I was loud in a different way. Yeah. Like just to, you know, solid, because I like being plain. Like this is how I dress. The hats are different.
Because I think that's one of the issues when people review movies and stuff like that, and just like TV shows.
They can't put themselves in that time frame.
Well, you're putting yourself in the time frame as of right now. So like if I'm 30 years old and I'm 37. So if I'm commenting on let's just say a 25-year-old in the way that they dress and carry themselves and things like that, but I'm not putting my head into me being 25, of course everything's gonna seem outdated and weird because like now I'm like an old man compared to like a 25-year-old.
I guess for and I guess I speak for both of us here, is like we grew up watching timepieces. Like, okay, we were about to do Bachelor Party. Right? We weren't even alive when that movie came out. So if we watched it, no matter what, we knew we were watching a timepiece, like something that was current day, but back then. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, for me, I would always want to be like, oh, they hella fly, like they have the big collars or this, you know what I mean? I would like still isn't like fashionisms.
Yeah.
I mean, like
we're pretty plain Jane that was a pretty plain Jane fashion movie. I feel like they did it on purpose though.
Well, they're nerds. They're supposed to be like nerds that can't. They're supposed to be like guys that can't get no tail, right?
Not necessarily.
They're just tail. They're just guys that are obsessed.
They're just They're just horny as hell. They're maybe like mid-20s, like somewhere horny as hell, and like they really don't want their friend to get married. They're like, "What are you doing? You're throwing your life away!" Like, because 25 years old, right? And like even his older brother's like maybe like 4 or 5 years older. And it's like, tell me about marriage. How's this thing work? He's like, oh man, first year, it's great. You're like learning everything about each other, you know, and all this and that. It's like, you know.
Oh, the brother's married.
His brother's married. Yeah.
Okay, so he's dead.
Yeah. And so that's why this is his, like, you know, he finally gets to come out, you know, like have a party or something, like, you know, like.
You ain't lying. Like,
everyone's kind of stuck. It's like the guys who are married, they're kind of stuck in the rut of their life, you know. That's the joke, is like once you get married you die. And then like his other friends are the ones he probably went to high school with. He was like, why are you doing this? You're throwing your life away. And everyone just wants to get fucked up, do drugs, and have sex with hookers. And that's the entire plot of the movie.
You know, remove the names. It's pretty much the premise of my life for a long time. You know, just use some designer drugs, get some top shelf tail.
And that was still one of the most classic lines in the movie, when there's people just crashing the party.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we heard the party. Can we come in? Like, yeah, sure. Come on in. Hookers to the right, drugs to the left. And you just see like it's like guys and girls who are both coming into the party, and like the girls go the drugs way, the guys go the hookers way.
I mean, shit, you gotta get the girls loaded.
But yeah, once that comes back on Hulu, we're definitely gonna watch it. I went and looked, and I was like, man, maybe the movie's like $5 to buy on DVD or something. Like maybe these guys could just buy it. Nope, it's like a $25 DVD on Amazon.
I mean, yeah, man, shit.
But that's how classic it is, though, because like you see Tom Hanks in this movie. I mean, it doesn't matter what movie you think of him as. We've never seen Tom Hanks act this way. Not even in Big, when he's a kid. We still don't even see him acting this way, because he's like a hella immature, like 25-year-old, maybe some 23-year-old, hella immature, and just like a jokester. Like everything is a joke to him.
it's funny because like he's an immature, like young adult in that one versus in Big where he's like a 11, 12-year-old trying to pose as an adult.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He's even like more immature in this one. Everything is a joke. Like it's funny because like I don't even know. It's like just even random shit. Like they're eating dinner at like his fiance's fancy ass house, and he's like whistling for a dog because he's trying to give up some of his food. And they're like, Rick, we don't have a dog. It's like, oh man, well, this is a waste of some good fat. just hella stupid. And the dad hates him. It's hilarious because he's such an asshole.
Oh, so it's Tom Hanks is getting married.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's his bachelor.
I haven't watched it yet. I was saving it for you, but then
Fuck, they had to. Literally removed it like in November. Like if we would have watched this 2 weeks ago, we could have done it. But they literally took it off of Hulu like this month. Such bullshit.
Call Tom Hanks.
I know, man. Got to get to the bottom of this shit. What up, Happy Tree?
It's me, Scott.
But yeah, that movie is it's awesome, and it's something that literally came out before we were born. I mean, shit came out the year that you were born. It's so old that they were watching. It's so old that they were watching porn on a projector.
What? When did this come out?
84.
Oh shit! It came out when I was born. I thought it was 80. I thought it was an 82er.
I thought it was originally 84. But yeah, it's so old that they watch porn on a projector. And it's funny because the girls, the guy's girlfriend who's showing the projectors, she found the pornos and she just cut out the dirty parts. And everybody is like so pissed because they're watching it as a group, first off, which always gets a little bit crazy. And they're all cheering for it like it's a football game. And then it just randomly cuts, like right when it's about to get down to biz, it cuts to like the aftermath of it. And they get so fucking pissed.
The fuck is this?
What the hell is going on? So pissed. And he's like, you know what? I really don't like my filth this clean. Gotta say.
I mean, shit, dirty.
Oh, man. And I know that there's a bunch of like random lines that got used somewhere in pop culture from this movie that we don't even know.
Yeah, I'll probably be using some of my stuff. Don't even know.
Because there's one guy in there. His name's Brad. He's always fucked up. He's on the Quaaludes the whole time and shit.
Nice.
And he's so happy. And they're just talking to him. And he's like, hey, how's everything, Brad? He's like, oh, I love everybody. I love you guys. I'm so happy to be here. We're just going to party. And it's like, how's the wife? I hate her guts, the bitch. It's like that's a stick the whole time. He's watching like a Shirley Temple movie, and he like while he's all fucked up and everyone's about to leave. And it's like, oh, sure, but Shirley Temple, she reminds me so much of whatever her name is. She was so young when we met. The bitch.
Yeah, he's on them lewds.
And he would
be right back.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What up, Tino? Let's see. What questions didn't we get to? Adam, what up? So what up, homie? 420 all day. Let's go. Hold up.
Smoke weed every day.
Full PPR flex one at Edwards, Hunt, Warren, Dubs, Herbert. Damn. I'm probably going Warren. Warren or Edwards. Like that's where I'm leaning. I mean, it sucks because Gus Bus going up against the Browns. Like that's really tough. I'm leaning Gus Edwards. Warren would be my close second because Green Bay, they give up some booty to the running backs as well. And even in short work, Warren, he could do some damage against Green Bay, but man, I mean, the Ravens, like, that's just one of those things. Like, if they're able to move the ball a little bit, get into the red zone and the green zone, like, they are using Edwards there like nobody's business. So that's why I'm leaning him. Let's see. Flappo, what up? Start Hubbard tonight or hold out for the potential Charbonnet on Sunday with Walker? Nah, I'll just start Hubbard. And put Hubbard in your starting running back spot. just in case. Yeah, Peacock says, I'm a mad peacock. All right. Shout out to Christoph on Patreon. If you guys are not on Patreon, make sure you get there. That's 420crew.org, and you can get your questions answered a little faster. The question here for Christoph, Chris Godwin or Aaron Jones? Damn. I feel like Godwin because of the Titans matchup. All right. I appreciate you, Derek. Thanks for listening in the car, bro. Drive safe out there. Ryan said, would this be correct, the way to tier up at RB, trading Kamara and Pollard for CMC? Yes, it doesn't necessarily have to be something that just like that. But yes, exactly. Going after the higher tiers of running backs, really trying to get top heavy. So yes, exactly. That's what tiering up. That's an example of tiering up. Yes. Fernando, he said, what do you guys think about starting James Conner? Only player I debate about starting him over someone is Douglas. I mean, as long as he plays, it's not a good matchup versus the Falcons. But I mean, come on, someone like Douglas, like, yeah, I think I would rather just take the volume play of James Conner. Peacock said the 90s were very 70s. My oldest daughter and that age take his dressing like we did in the early 2000s. Yeah, because it's like it's the every 20 year phase. It's like everything that we did 10 years after, it was so stupid. Like fashion's changing, but then yeah, when it gets to 20 years, now it's when retro starts coming in, and now it's just cool to look like everyone dressed 20 years ago.
Yep.
Because did you say your daughter's dressing early 2000s also?
Like she dresses like a Hauser from the 90s.
Yeah, Peacock said his oldest daughter.
Crop tops, baggy pants, like. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what's funny. Like even the baggy pants do not exist now. And
but that's what I'm saying though. My daughter dressed, her and her friends, they dress like they're 90s Hausers.
Yeah.
Like
I don't even know what the hell a Hauser is. What's a Hauser?
A Hauser is just like that's what they used to call like the baggy pants, baggy clothes wearing motherfuckers. Okay. That was the style. You were a Hauser.
Okay.
And like, so it's a lot of loud shit. That's the 90s shit. But so it's like a new version of that, but not loud. Like she's not wearing the bright colors, but she's wearing the crop tops and the baggy pants and the, you know what I mean?
Peacock, you're a fucking savage. He said, I had a huge house party when I was 15 and they threw porn on the big screen TV. Ended up being a Viking scene with a little person wearing a dildo helmet. That would be hilarious if you just see some random shit like that pop up at a house party.
I wouldn't be able to stop thinking, who owns this porn? It says a lot.
Who's the one who brought this? We got to see who's this property of.
The homie, he got the little girlfriend.
Okay, Tino said Hausers listen to house music. Okay, like 90s rave kids. Okay.
Yeah, but still, the Hausers was a style. It wasn't just you listen.
I've never heard of that before.
And like because it was like 10 years. It was my sister was 9-10 years older than me. You know what I mean? Yeah, they were all Hausers. That's what. And then and they listened to everything: freestyle music, house music, hip hop. That was when hip hop was hip hop. You know what I mean? Before like rap was for real. You know what I mean? Like I remember they had a dance group. They do like dance routines and shit. And they'd go to parties and battle and shit. And like every dance group had a little kid that would like tear it up. And there's one time they brought me out and like their outfits that time, because everyone would match. You know what I mean? When you would go like battle and shit. And they were all wearing like white tees with like, with like jabots and shit. So here I am, I'm the kid, and everyone had like stopwatch necklaces. So I had this stopwatch necklace, and she's like, you just go out there in the beginning and you just press it like he activated us. Okay. Because I was not, listen, now I'll cut a rug. Back then, mad stage fright too, but it was just, it was tight because, here she is, she's like 15. and like my parents are out of town and like, okay, we're going to a party. I have to take you with me. You know what I mean? They put mousse in my hair and shit and fucking, you know what I mean? And then I'd see the other little kids, they're killing it. They got routines and shit. I'm like, I'm just wearing a stopwatch. But see, even that, they're all wearing stopwatches. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Or like peace sign necklaces and fucking, they would put patches on their jeans. Like you would buy some new jeans and like shred the bottom. You know what I mean? Like it was like,
yeah. And Nicholas said, what do you guys think about Kyren when he's back? I get concerned about his yards per carry, but
back.
He's doing any better. Yeah.
Big play dependent.
Yeah, like I mean, you gonna be able to like pick him up off the waiver wire, or like you trying to trade for him? What are you trying to do? If he's just a waiver wire pickup, like yeah, go pick him up.
Pick him up.
Wes said Walker, Thielen, D-Hop, Kittle in my flex this week, and I'm starting Kincaid over Kittle.
Okay. Not mad at it.
Well, he's asking which one. He said Walker, Thielen, D-Hop, or Kittle in the flex.
Oh, well, I think it'd be Walker for me or Thielen. I would go Walker and Thielen in that order. It sucks because it's like, man, like, okay. Is the Thielen, did you see a massive difference with the play calling changes in one game?
They just sucked. Like that's really like what it was.
Yeah. What was the target? Like
it wasn't
target dwindle?
I know that they may have went down a few, but let's go double.
Yeah, it's hard to just move off of him after one game. Although, like, I'm just hoping this is not a foreshadow of how they want to move forward, like trying to move the ball around. Like, you know, you have Mingo. He got like 5.
So they threw the ball to the running backs way more.
Okay, so that was definitely a difference.
That was what the difference was. Because, yeah, Thielen's targets dropped for sure.
Okay. And in the short...
yeah, Chuba and Miles Sanders going to get, like, 11 targets a game. Like, if they do, that's going to take away from Thielen.
Yeah, because that's a shorter A-dot shit. Yeah, I'll go Ken Walker and Thielen in that order. Should be a big game for Thielen against this matchup if they hide him in the slot.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm going to go Thielen. I wouldn't put him at the flex, though. I'd put him at the starting wide receiver. So you have him there.
Do your due diligence.
Happy Tree said T-Law or Murray. I'm just going to go T-Law. I'm not going to start Murray in his very first game back.
Yep, I'll go T-Law. It's a good matchup for QBs. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy.
21 CJ said, good morning, 420 crew. Flex 1, Standard League. Kirk, Dell, Algier, Warren, Charbonnet. Probably just going Kirk. I don't think Zay Jones plays this week.
It'd be Dell, Kirk. I'm just gonna. I think that if there's a game that's liable to be higher scoring, it'd be the Bengals Texans.
What Peacock said, a satellite card with all the channels. Oh, they threw on that Viking porn. All the girls were laughing their asses off. At least that's what happened. That's good.
Yeah. And, man, those cards were the shit back then. All you had to do is just buy a dish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, them cards was like $100.
Marty said Gabe Davis and a second for Amari Cooper. I'm not super excited about doing that.
I don't want to do that. If I was selling Cooper, I might do that. But
because not like Gabe Davis is like some rookie or like second year guy. I mean, shit, it's like his 4th year. So I don't know. He's if you're trying to get younger, you accomplish that, but it's not necessarily getting younger and better.
Is there a big difference between Gabe Davis and Cooper? Probably when it comes to targets, like assumed targets. But yeah, I'm all right with it. I don't really fuck with the pooper scooper like that. But I probably, I'm always wrong about him though. Like when it's all said and done. I mean, even like he's like supposed to be the pooper scooper stat wise, right? But then Watson tries out the new fucking launch through the air, throw it at the defender's helmet move, pops it right in the air, right into Cooper's hands for the tug.
Wes said I'm starting White over Walker. If you're basing it just off of the matchups, I'm not doing that. I mean, it's not like Commandos are like an amazing matchup, but
yeah, I'm playing Walker.
But yeah, Titans though, like they're a really bad matchup for your running backs.
And literally outside of the Steelers backfield, I don't think anyone's put over 100 on the ground on them like that. Have they? I don't think so. They put up like almost 150 combined, and that was pretty fucking amazing.
So there's this is what's I mean, it is the tale of two titans. So there's 3 games where they gave up like top 12 numbers to the running backs, at least maybe top 12, like, you know, combined if they deployed multiple running backs. Cleveland, Indy, and Pittsburgh.
And the Cleveland one, there was a 69-yard run from Ford, and then he punched one in and he caught one.
And wasn't there a long
it wasn't a 69-yard run. He caught one and he rushed one in.
And I think there was a big Zach Moss run against Cleveland also.
That was the big run. Yep.
And then outside of that, New Orleans, the Chargers, Cincinnati, and wasn't the Chargers with Kelly either. Cincinnati, Baltimore, Atlanta. Like literally you're talking about like them completely shutting down the run game, not giving up a few points or middle of the road, like completely shutting it down.
And so the Steelers were what, the best game they've ever given up so far?
Indy technically was the most points that they've given up in a game.
Okay.
2 running backs. Yeah. Like it's crazy. Like you're looking at some of the points. And like, man, I mean, there's some of them where like the running backs were putting up like not even 3 points, like against them, just like straight shut down.
Mm-hmm. And for Rachaad White, he has 3 weeks of a floor of at least 5 targets. You're gonna need that. He's got to connect on all 5 of those to get you some kind of floor, because you don't want to end up with that fucking, 12 attempts on the ground for 2 yards of carry type of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because that is the one reason why. I mean, shit, Rachaad White in the last, since their bye, 21 targets since their bye in 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
Not too bad of an average.
Yeah, at least 5 targets a game.
Yeah. I'm still nervous about it, though. And Steven said, pick 2 to play this week. Gus, Warren, Foreman, DJ Moore. I'm going to go.
Moore and good.
I'm going to go DJ Moore and Gus.
Yep.
CJ Henderson's missing for the Panthers, so that should shake things up a little bit. What up, stranger?
What up, stranger?
And Nicholas said probably got to wait till the practice reports today, but I'm gonna have to decide on Donta. Team this week is Walker, Javante, Donta, London, Addison. And so he said might need Donta. Yeah, do the math. You don't want to get it to where you can't play Walker just because you played someone else, though, either.
Yeah. If you have to, I don't know if you have to play Foreman. I mean, it's a soft matchup, but with Herbert coming back, and if you
we don't know 100% that Herbert's coming back, but they're making.
They haven't. I thought he was a full guard.
They haven't. Well, he is, but they haven't officially activated him yet. Okay. So, but they're still leaning like it's going to happen. It would just happen sometime today before like 1:00 Eastern time.
Because then I could argue that if you believe the Panthers pull this W off, it's probably a Herbert game.
I mean, unless it's a teabag game, he did do solid this past week, but
I mean, shit,
I don't think we're banking on it.
He was putting the Saints away, and then at one point he's like, you know what? I'm throwing 4 picks now. This is how it happened. They were whooping their ass. He's like, you know what? The coach, I got the call from, what was that? Okay.
The greasy one.
Right now. 4 picks coming up.
What up, Niner MMA? He said, good morning. He said, just been busy working. Bogey said, after a good sale, I slapped the song Cheers and Celebrate.
Nice. I love it. You know what I mean? You got to listen. You know what I mean?
And for anybody who's
actually, I appreciate that.
For anybody who's paying attention, we do have, I did create the new 420 Crew music channel. There's not really much on there, but there'll be stuff being uploaded pretty much every single day. It's literally, if you just type in 420 Crew music, you'll see which one is ours, because it's the big nug and it's got 420 Crew written on it. But there's the link if anybody wants to follow along. There's some Keek the Sneak on there right now, and then Mac Dre and Bogey are loading up in the queue over the next couple days. And
I got a gang of shit. It's funny because from the time we started doing this, there's a bunch of shit that got put out now. So now they should be on there on YouTube. Every time it gets put out on all streaming platforms. Shout out to DistroKid. DistroKid, give me money.
Swing Sculptor said start Gino or Purdy. I'm going Purdy.
Yep. Gino's not in a bad spot here, though. I think I just rather take Purdy with Debo coming back and.
Fucking Jay, he said, I'm out. Got things to do besides joining a jerk off section of the Fantasy Football Hustlers. He said, I'm going to hit up Sticky Ricky for some fantasy insight.
Is that supposed to be an insult?
No, he's joking around.
Oh, okay. Who's Sticky Ricky?
I'm assuming he's talking about just Ricky.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to the big Highsman homie.
What? Peacock said my opponent is a Cowboys fan. He looks like he's gonna be starting Fergie's son over Kittle. I hope he does it.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. It's a bad matchup for old Fergie.
Magic Man Ricky, should I start Connor over Raheed Shaheed? So they said ATL defense is good. Yeah, it's not like a smash matchup or anything for Connor. It's a volume play. I probably would. Vikings have kind of been holding offenses down just a little bit. I mean, we really gotta hope that we get a big one from Sheedy.
Yeah, I'll go with the volume play here. I don't ever trust Carr against a good defense.
Wes said that Walker's been stressing me.
He is, and he's hurt right now too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we still got to monitor him.
I mean, there's still only 2 weeks.
But for this guy, he needs to is he playing Foreman over Walker? Is that what he's trying to do here, or like he wants to play Foreman?
Well, initially he said White, and then it changed around. But here's the thing: what you got to remember, he played Cleveland 2 weeks ago. It was literally the worst matchup. I mean, you take what you can get when you play Cleveland. He got 8 points. Baltimore. I mean, it was a shit game, and Baltimore's been holding teams down.
I mean, they abandoned the run in the first quarter. They were down 2 scores. It was a wrap the rest of the way.
Baltimore was super shitty in the first 3 weeks. You look at the last 5 weeks, it's only Tennessee that actually did something against them on the ground for the running backs.
Yeah, and his name is Derrick Henry, so
Ken Walker's he's a set it and forget it starter, right? That's the reason.
Because when you go back to right before that Browns game, he was the top 6 guy. And that's how ugly running backs are, those, because I'm pretty sure he didn't do shit last couple weeks, but he's probably still up there in the top 12. You know what I mean?
If you played him for sure in the shitty matchups, you need to for sure play him when the matchups get better. Those were 2 really bad matchups in a row right there.
We love Rahamador, don't we?
Yeah.
Yep. Tore up Washington last week for fantasy purposes.
And fuck, I mean,
playing Ken Walker.
And here you go. And for the Bucks, literally the last 4 games since their bye, they
Neffa.
Yeah, literally, I mean, when they played Atlanta, they gave up a couple points. That's the most that they've given up to teams in the last 4 weeks. They didn't give up nothing to Atlanta.
And I'm the best, because when I was watching Peacock's joint, I'm the best reverse jinx, but I have to actually believe it. Where I'm they might not have any run game with no Dameon Pierce, but with the Texans playing the Bucks, they're gonna exploit that secondary. I still wanted the under though, right? Reverse jinxed it to the greatness. You know what I mean?
What up, Jaws? He said I skipped on winning the cup, too risky, but I was pretty shifty and hard to lay a hit on. Seemed like I don't know what you're talking about there. But yeah, the cup did seem like it hindered every type of movement, right?
I mean, there's a Josh Allen at one point. He said he didn't wear a cup,
and
then he got into one of them dog piles. There's a fumble.
Yeah. Someone grabbed his nuts or something.
He's oh, and he got in the dude's face out there. Hey, bro, grab my shot. I was grabbing your arm. No, you grabbed my dick, bro. He grabbed his wrist. You know what I mean? You knew you were grabbing his dick. Get the fuck out of here. Pause.
Steven says, sorry to add this. If Herbert's ruled out, would you still go Gus over Foreman? They said Panthers are horrible. Yeah, I mean they are, but like
Foreman.
what?
I would play Foreman over, but see, here's the thing with Gus is that Gus could like have 2 plunges into the end zone and nothing at all, and that could be as much as Foreman.
That's
so
why.
like it's volume play. Okay, we're gonna go back to
both have kind of been volume plays though.
Yeah, and we'll go back to sometimes volume isn't always key. Like like Huss pointed out with like an Alexander Madison. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes the volume sucks, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Gus only got 5 touches in this past week. 2 of them just happened to go for touchdowns.
I think I'll still play Foreman, though, but like, man, and then also with
the week before that, though, 19, 14. So it's like that this last game was kind of the outlier for him.
And it's weird that he didn't grind it all out, considering they were killing so tough, but that just goes to show how much they need him. They're not going to use him just to risk him getting hurt in that fashion, right? Like, hey, go chew the clock out. Like, that used to be the Gus bus, you know what I mean? Like,
it's not like anybody really grinded out too much.
What about Michael? Yeah, they just kept scoring.
When everybody kept, like, it was a big rotation of all 3 of them. That's what it was.
But also, like, Michael Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, he got 9 touches.
Yeah, and like 2 of them were big old breakaway house calls. So
yeah,
you know what I mean? It's really hard to gauge that game, especially that like I feel like that's an outlier game for Seattle because they're really good on defense this year. Yeah. They just played like a truly good team. See, it's hard to say Seattle. Like, okay, when Seattle lost to Cleveland, that would have been if they would have beat Cleveland, I would have as ugly as Cleveland looks, they're really good. They win. It would have been a nice little like notch up for Seattle. Like, okay, they beat a team that beat one of the greater teams. They do this stupid football math.
Yeah.
They're just not that good. I think they're a good overachieving team right now. And their defense kind of holds them up. And the moment the defense wasn't doing well against the Ravens, the offense is shit already. You know what I mean? Like they're playing Washington this week. Listen, Washington can upset them in Seattle. It's like, can Sam Howell continue to pour points on and run the scoreboard up? Because you know who can't do that? Fucking Geno. Yeah. Geno can't do that.
And I guess the thing with Foreman, like last week, okay, like good example. I mean, it's kind of toughish, a team going up against. He gets all the work. He gets 83 yards. That's 8 points. Like, I mean, I'm not going to be super happy if I throw a guy in there who gets all the work and he gets like not even 10 points. Like,
it's because he has to score. He has to score. Yeah. And where's this game? In Carolina?
Nah, I think it's in
Chicago.
Pretty sure it is.
Soldier Field.
Yep, they're home.
Okay.
Yeah, the Panthers are a soft matchup. That's for sure. Let's go look and actually see what they've done.
I mean, I guess they're soft, but like at the same time too, it's like the touchdown they gave up you know what I mean? It was what was the last game was decent, right? Against
against the Colts. That was actually the least points that they've given up.
Yeah, and then that's what I said, it was decent. And then even before that, they gave up almost 100 to the
it's really
like coming off the bye week, they don't look like the team before the bye week as far as like the numbers, right? That they're giving
points given up though. Like that's the thing.
Yeah, but not the yards on the ground or even the receiving. You pointed that out to me. I didn't realize that they were okay-ish against the receivers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, and it's because
now there's no Henderson.
Points to the running backs. Yeah, I don't know. See, that's the tough thing is like outside of Indy, they've just given up top 12 numbers like every week.
Let's fucking do it. I'm a majority rules kind of guy, and it's like because the Gus Bus, what's the majority of his year? The last 3 weeks, right?
Yeah. I mean, he had a 12-point game, but yeah, pretty much the last 3
right?
Yeah, he's had a lot of touches and touchdowns.
What about Foreman? It's the last 3 weeks, so it's like I'd almost would lean the better player. It just sucks that they're actually getting this Keaton Mitchell kid that they've been excited from since fucking training camp, but the kids couldn't stay healthy.
Because here's what's crazy about Foreman. Everyone's only remembering the one game, and that's it. That 33.2 touchdown game.
He scored a tug the next game, right? And I think that's why people keep holding on.
No.
Okay. Oh, there was a flag on it. That's what
all that game. That's it. And besides that, he has not. I mean, shit, he's barely scrapped 6 points 2 times in the other one game.
I'll stay away from him.
It's just bad. It's volume, and it's not.
And I think Herbert comes back. I think Herbert's coming back today. So
yeah, and that's what he said. That's what he said. If Herbert's ruled out, because that's what it is. Do you want to roll the dice on Foreman scoring? Because if he doesn't score, he's not getting 10 points. I'd rather just roll with Gus on the better offense, even though it is a worse matchup.
I'm with you.
21 CJ, y'all trust McBride, or would y'all stream any other tight end? Give us the options. I'm okay with McBride if that's like the best option of the bunch. But yeah, Kelsey's bye week. Gotta make some stuff happen. And Steven said Foreman's projection went up from 6 to 12 on ESPN. Probably knows something we don't. 3 out of 4 games, he has not touched 12 points. So yeah, you really cannot trust the predictions of people who can't predict right, because he has 33 points in 1 game and 3 games with less than 10 points. So I don't give a shit about predictions on these platforms because they're usually wrong. Jay said Levi's or Murray. Damn, that's tough. Probably going Murray. I mean, the Bucks, they have not been the best against the passers. So maybe that's one reason to lean on Levi, but yeah, I'm just gonna go Murray over the Rook. Happy Trees, Damone Clark or Al Shire. You know, I think I'll go Damone Clark. And this one is super close, and a lot of it's because of the Giants matchup. Damone Clark plays on the Cowboys. For those who don't know, he's one of the linebackers. Maybe they have him get after the QB, and Giants give up a lot of sacks. And it ain't going to get better with DeVito. Might give up another 10-sack game.
Smart pickup, Matt Barkley.
Yeah, because he's who knows if DeVito even makes it through this whole game before they put Barkley in there.
And also just like, I mean, I'm talking for deeper super flexes or even like super dynasty, because it's like, QBs are just, just a rare commodity. And like, they got bit with the bug this year. Like, we're going to see all of those guys at one point, bro. You know what I mean? It just be like that. Like, we're already going to the 3rd and 4th. You know what I mean? This is crazy. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I was so confused by what you were talking about. He said I was referring to when you called them the Commandos. Okay. Makes sense.
Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah, we call them the Commandos. What happened?
No, it was what he said earlier, and I was like, I have no idea what this means. And I just went on. But he was referring to me calling them the Commandos.
Oh, okay.
And Wes and I have Jacobs and White over Walker right now. I'll take your word for it. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a horrible matchup. That's really what this is.
Jacobs is playing the Jets.
Yeah, good matchup. Great matchup.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because they give up touchdowns and big plays to running backs outside. And running backs tend to be a focal point against the Jets defense because the secondary is so like shut down.
I'm going Walker.
I would play Jacobs. But see, here's the thing though. It's like these guys should all be in play if that's the case. Like, who are you playing over those guys? You know what I mean? Like outside of that, like they might be these guys, one of those 3 might be able to fill up a flex over whoever you got. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it just be like, and the Rashad White, I don't know, man, sell high. Like, I guess he's on fire 3 weeks in a row, and it's hard to be like, he's on fire. You know what I mean? And that does meet the Bogard standard now. I feel okay to start him. You know what I mean? He's still going to lose out on the start-sit battle when I have a Jacobs or a Walker, though, in those matchups. You know what I mean?
And Rich on Facebook said DJ Moore or Dodson. I'm going to go DJ Moore with Panthers missing their best cornerback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Seattle has 2 of the better cornerbacks in the game right now, up and coming, for real.
Yeah. And Steven said, maybe I'm thinking wrong. Maybe the play should be Foreman and Gus and bench DJ Moore if Herbert sits.
No.
Nah, because I like DJ Moore over Foreman and over Gus.
You know why yeah, exactly. And because I think Chicago could lose this game.
Here's what it comes down to. Like, you really just, who has more shot of getting a touchdown, like out of Foreman and Gus? That's really what it comes down. If your gut tells you Foreman has a better chance to score a touchdown, just go with him. But whoever doesn't score a touchdown out of Foreman or Gus, you're going to hate that play.
Okay, if this is what fucks me up. If this was a Sunday like question, two games on a Sunday. This one's a Thursday. That's what kind of gives me hesitant. I don't want to get you behind on a Thursday, bro, because I think Carolina wins this game, but that's just me. This is subjective.
3 out of Foreman's 4 games, he put up less than 10.
Yeah. And when I think of a team, Thursday. And when I think of a team that's gonna like Carolina, who I think they could go on the road and actually win this game. You know what I'm saying? This is a good test for the kid too. Get his first road win. Like this could be that game. And they're gonna switch to Herbert. Mind you, I'm living in a world that Herbert plays too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, I don't know. The game script is there. It's gonna game script Foreman out. And that kind of happened to him this last couple weeks too. So now that you pulled the numbers up, because I don't have any Foreman. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do in Dynasty.
But that's what's crazy. It's like it's not that his volume went down. He just didn't score a touchdown. Because
bad volume.
2 weeks ago, he has 10 touches, and that's his least amount. And that was the game where he put up the least amount of points. But every other game, he's had at least 15 touches, but it's only been the one game where he hit pay dirt 3 times in the 1 week that it was actually a good week. The rest are just, it's a volume play, and it hasn't led to anything.
I know what to do. Flip Deontay, get up, stop watching us right now and go move Deontay Foreman right now.
Because it is the matchup, right? Like if it can get pushed through, maybe someone wants to buy him just based on that.
I hate that most leagues don't play like us, huh? A trade gets made, the commissioner pushes it through.
Yeah.
Because it's usually not.
Because you have to change it to that. That's not the default setting.
If
that was the default setting, that's the way that it would be for everyone.
You can't change that either in Yahoo's.
Mid-season.
Yeah,
right.
Can't change that one.
Yeah. That's what's cool about Sleeper is we don't make too many mid-season changes, almost super rare. Yeah, it needs to be something of dire need, super important.
Or something that was for example, the newly created dynasties, they were mirror images of the existing dynasties we had, but one of the settings got missed, and then remember that some guy made a big old deal about it.
Yeah,
no, motherfucker, this setting is supposed to be there. The commissioner forgot. I try to DM that dude, I'm like a ghost commissioner, like a phantom commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime, especially if it's someone I had good interactions with, I'll DM them. Like when SD Rider was going on, I DM him. Hey, bro, you good, bro? This is uncharacteristic of you, bro.
I think he got over
it. And he immediately took it to me. Nah, bro, you get favoritism. This and that. What? Get the fuck out of here.
I think he got over whatever he was on.
Yeah. What is he? He's number 1 in the 7, right? He's doing his thing in some.
He's in more hustler leagues than anybody except me. He's in a shit. Yeah,
that's crazy. So he's in damn near everyone that I'm in. Then I'm in 14 of 24.
Yeah, he's got to be.
I feel like I'm only in 2 of them with him.
Yeah, and maybe after this year, maybe you bumped it up because you did get in a bunch this year. So maybe you took the crown. But I know before this year, he was in the most for sure. Because he's taken over a shitload of orphan teams as well. So he just likes the challenge.
But he doesn't like the favoritism.
That's what I don't get. I don't know.
Nobody's favorite.
I don't know why he doesn't understand. And like I said, I think maybe he got over it. But yeah, if anyone's listening right now, if I don't push a trade through, it's not because because I don't want to push a trade through. Literally because I didn't see it 9 times out of 10. You just tag me. I look at it. If there's no picks involved, it's right away. It automatically gets pushed through. Unless it's after the games start on Sunday, then it waits until Tuesday. And that's what his beef was, because I saw that he tagged me in the trade. And it was after the game's already started.
Well, okay, then there's no beef.
And I said, I'll push this through on Tuesday after the games are done. And I honestly just thought the trade was gonna process itself 2 days later. Because it's 3 days later.
I make the trade, and within seconds, because I do, as soon as I make a trade,
I was in that league making waivers. So literally I was just there and saw it.
I mean, I have impeccable timing.
If I'm not on a show and I see the notification, I'm usually on it. We're just on shows a lot. Tino, glad you got your phone. Nobody jacked it. He said I drove away from my phone.
Hey, listen, bro, you need your phone to set your lineups because me and Tino are in multi-barn burners. It's funny because like I'm only in 2 leagues with Tino, and of course I'm playing him the same week in both.
And Tino, who the hell is this? He said we're trusting Clark, but not Ferg. Who the hell's Clark?
Who the fuck? Oh, Damone Clark?
I
trust Damone Clark. What you got to say? What?
He's been solid.
That's my guy, bro. I've been holding on to him.
Because I said Clark over Al-Shaair because of the. It was a matchup thing.
Shaair, man.
It was a matchup thing, and if I trust Clark, that means he's a set it and forget.
Shaair put up like 15 last week. You know, he was putting up like dub plus every week. So
yeah,
it's that's different.
Reason why Damone Clark might be better this week. What if he racks up 2 sacks? You know, in there like
Al-Shaair, but they could also not be on the field a lot. You know what I mean? Because Tommy DeVito can't sustain drives. That's the one thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then go back to week 1.
Peacock said Saquon 46 total touches, 85 yards. See, he's gonna have to give Saquon like some crazy. Let him throw a couple balls. Like who cares? Like get him in there. And
out of 60 minutes, how many minutes do you think they got the ball?
10. It's probably going to be more than that, but
no, I like it. We'll go with it. Roll
not bad though. They're only going to have it for 2.
Al-Shaair.
They're only going to have it for 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 30 seconds per quarter.
They're going to have it in a 2-minute drill, man. They'll have it for 4. Both 2-minute drills at the end of the game.
But now let me tell you. Let's ask this. Let's say they go 3 and out on every single one of their drives. Like how many drives would that be? Like maybe 10 drives. You know, they're all 3 and out.
You get
that 10 times 30. How many sacks they given up in those 30 plays? 15.
I mean, they lead the league. Okay, go back to week 1. This is that same team that played the Giants. That everyone, even their second. How many did they get? They 7.
Like 7 or 8 or 9, like some shit like that.
Yeah, and like it was like 4 of them came from their backups. They were just like, "Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah,
get you one.
You get a sack. You get a sack.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, bro, I got one."
But you know what's wild about Damone Clark, and I bet not a lot of people know this because he doesn't have too many 20-point games.
He's the only Damone in the world.
After week 3, like starting in week 3, he's not gone below double digits. Like he gets a lot of tackles. The sacks aren't there. He's got 0 sacks on the season. Hella tackles though. Hella tackles.
Hella.
He had 21 points this past week versus the Eagles.
You want to know what's crazy is shout out to Stu, because I'm a stickler for information, and like I would always be like, what's up? Like, what you love is Jabril Cox kid, bro. Yeah, I love him, bro. Woo, woo. Even to the point where I pick him up and trade him to Stu, and then Jabril Cox tears his ACL, and I'm like, because we're always looking for the guy, because we know LVE is not gonna last long. So it's just who's this next guy for the last couple of years, right? And then I remember one of the last things he was like, "This kid Clark, watch." You know, like you say this about all of them.
Well,
like,
yeah,
he literally didn't bring nobody else in though going into this year.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So
and
like
that's what's funny about Stu is like if you keep saying everyone's gonna be good, sooner or later you're gonna hit. But he's the first.
Sam Williams from Sam Williams up on the front.
That was like the running joke forever because he was so pissed that like we finished.
It's because he's a Cowboys fan too, and like he's like what I would consider a realist. You know what I mean? Like same thing like a Tino, right? Like a Tino's like
this shit was hella funny though. Like I think I've told this story a couple times, but for anybody who hasn't heard it, it was Stu. We finished a startup draft. Like we have been drafting for like a month at this point, like rounds 50, whatever that we are in. And he was so upset. He was like, "No, I got auto picked on my last one, and I couldn't even get the guy that I was supposed to get." And I was like,
treatment or something. I remember this.
I was like, "Who's the guy?" And he's like, "Sam Williams." I was like, we're literally talking on the phone. Like, who the fuck is Sam Williams, bro? Like, I don't even know who Sam Williams is. Does anybody know who Sam Williams is besides you? Who the fuck is he? He's like, "Oh, he's this rookie on the Cowboys, bro. I'm telling you, he's going to be good."
It took 3 years. 4 years. What was that? 2021? No, that was 20.
Yeah. No, that was 20.
No, it was 21. It was 21.
21. Yeah.
Rest in peace to Stu, man. You know, hey, shout out to him, man, because he's the one that made me get into the dynasties for real.
Yeah.
He's like, listen, I told us I'm not gonna join in unless you're in this one. And then then you hit me. Hey, Stu said, I'm like, all right, fuck it, put me in that motherfucker. And then I was like, all right, you're doing it now. Now I'm gonna join all of them.
And it was 2002, not 2001. So it was last
2022.
Yeah, last year.
Oh yeah, because Sam Williams was a rookie that year. Yeah, so this was the second year we were doing. That was the second wave of startups.
Yeah, because Stu didn't pass away until I think it was July.
July 2022. Yeah. Rest in peace to our good brother Stu, man.
Yeah, you the man, Stu. Crazy how it's only been a year and some change.
Yeah, when I remember for the life of me, I was like, bro, because we were just smashing through this past off
shit. My bad. Hold on. Crispy said I'm in 17 of 24. Man, never mind. Maybe Crispy. He said just hold my beer.
Hey, listen, my bad, Dad. I'm only in 14.
Okay. Said rookie numbers.
I'm 3 behind you, Dad. Oh man.
And Lemon Lime TV, what up? Should I bench Devontae this week? Well, who would you be benching him for?
Devontae Adams?
I mean, I'm assuming so.
It's not a bad sit, but it's also like someone I would play he's a strong someone like Devontae Adams will never be nothing less than like a low end WR2 play. Like that's like even stronger than a strong flex. Like, you know what I mean? Like you really got to have someone good or else I'm be like, nah. Because I mean, I'm still willing to play someone who should get I mean, well, actually, I'm lying. Has he not been getting at least 20% of the target market share? Like, is it still, did it change after one game?
Well, he got more like this week.
Okay, good. Because the past,
but I would assume he has 85 targets on the season. Jacoby's got 62. He's the next closest. Jacob's got 43.
So
those are the top three.
About 25-ish.
I mean, I'll tell you the exact number.
Okay, right? Yeah. Is it 27? Is it close to 30? Fuck.
All right, 281. 85 out of 281.
That's the total
30 on the dot.
30 on a dot. Let's go. I was gonna say 30. I just thought I would sound like redonkulous.
I mean, it's because he's got only 7 in the last 2 weeks each.
And that actually bumped up as opposed to his 4 each prior. You know what I mean?
Well, it was 12, but before that it was 2 weeks, 4 and 5.
4, yeah. I see. Whack. Okay, so is
that
really polarizing into my mind?
That's still the question. Who are you going to sit him for? He may not get a lot of A dot.
Yeah, he's a fucking WR2. You're
still the Jets. The Jets are tough, but he could still.
That's why.
Okay. Yeah, he goes out there and gets 10 targets, though. Is it really going to matter? He's still going to be better than a lot of randos.
And they don't shadow like that over there unless they're like, hey, hey, Sauce is a challenge or something, right? They don't really do shit like the Solid doesn't really do that. So you can move Adams around. I would hope. Adams was very vocal before they fired Josh McDaniels, where he was like, if you're only going to target me on man coverage, you're never going to target me more than 4 times a game.
Right, exactly. Yeah, because you have to throw him open. That's what it is.
Yeah, and if it's man coverage, that means he's 9 times out of 10 or 10 out of 11, whatever the fuck sounds more ridiculous. He's out wide, move him around, put him in the slot. It goes back to what Aaron Rodgers was saying, because they always ask Aaron Rodgers about Devontae's about his well-being. Because that's just his guy, right?
And he's always open, even when he's not open.
He's a different receiver. You just throw him the ball, and then he's like, "Here, let's." And then they show him some film, and then Rodgers is breaking it down. He's like, "See, here they are, and the fucking, they're in hurry up. They're down 2 possessions, and they target him 3 times on his drive, and 2 out of those 3 targets, he was in the slot. Is like they should just do that. You know what I mean? This is Aaron Rodgers saying this.
And thanks, Zoo Crew. Zoo Crew sent me a message, and he put it in the chat too that Herbert is not expected to start tonight, and this was something that Sleeper shared about an hour ago or so.
Okay. It's
funny, but he said, "But don't start Foreman though."
Yeah,
I'm still with that, right? Because fuck, what do we think we're gonna get? We think we're gonna get that 33-point game, or we think we're gonna get one of these single digits? I think it's going to be one of them single digits. So I just don't want to take that chance on a Thursday. They're going to be hella pissed going into the rest of the week.
Are we going to get a Thursday night thriller? Team Bags versus the #1 draft pick overall this year.
It's funny when I made the Thursday night, the what's it called, the thumbnail.
Yep.
It's like, am I really gonna put Teabag
Yes,
on here? Nope. We put TJ Edwards for the fucking defense and Adam Thielen for the Panthers.
Come on, yeah, listen, bro. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's not too late. We can get Peacock to get you a picture of Teabags holding a cup of tea, like even just with a tea bag in his hand, and it'll be fucking hilarious. What's wrong with tea bags? You might light them up, bro.
I mean, he's gonna light up.
You need it. Okay, you ready for this?
I want him to light it up by throwing a big old
it's to DJ Moore
crazy pick to Frankie Louvu. That's
okay. I'm with that. And then we get and he's so Teabags. This is what's wonderful about Teabags. He can throw 8 picks. They won't bench him.
Yeah, they don't have anybody else.
And he's decent enough. He's decent enough for DJ Moore because there's been, you know what sucks in the past since Teabag in the last 3 weeks since Teabag's been playing. There's been 4, I can count them, 4 almost DJ Moore touchdowns. One had a flag. There was one dropped in the end zone. One where it was a fucking end around where he got stopped at the 1, but it was like, it's all things considered. I'm like, if he would have fought a little more, you're not gonna make a case for it, right? There's been almost touched, so I'm okay with it. I can either love Teabags at the end of the tonight. Pause. Okay, yeah, let me reword that. I can like be fond of his play tonight. Pause again, I guess.
I'm just not gonna get
if he feeds DJ Moore well, because I can care less for the Foremans and all that shit tonight. It's about DJ Moore if I'm thinking about the Chicago Bears offense tonight. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? That's the only one I'm really confident in starting, and it's because and when I say confident, I'm because there's upside to this guy. You know what I mean? Like DJ Moore is a touchdown.
It's gonna be a real shit game.
It's good.
I mean, you look at, it's crazy. We have seen like different like Bears teams out there. Last week they scored 17. The week before that, 13. Then the week before that, 30 against the Raiders. Then 13 against the Vikings, 40 against the Commandos, 28 against the Broncos in overtime. It's going to be ugly though. And Brian, what up, Brian? Just saw the question. Make sure you throw in a little emoji so we know you're still in here with us. He said, jumped over from Facebook to YouTube. Mahomes on a bye, picked up Geno off the wire. Decent pickup this week. How do you think he does? Man, I'm honestly not super excited about Geno this week. I know the Commanders, they have been giving up a lot of points to the QBs. Let's go see how they've been faring over the last couple weeks. Yeah, I mean, they're literally one of the best matchups versus QBs, like soft matchups versus QBs. I'm not mad at it, but Geno just makes me hella nervous. Was there any other options out there potentially? You may have got the best one, but curious if there is other options out there. And Zonal, what up? Need a QB to pick up. Geno, Kyler, Wilson, Dobbs. I'm leaning Dobbs. Which Wilson though? Is that Russ? I know versus the Bills might not be the best necessarily, but Bills, they're not the Bills of old. I mean, the last 3 weeks, shit, Cincinnati, Tampa Bay, and New England giving up top 12 QB numbers. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad about playing Russ if that's who it is.
I'm playing Russ, bro.
Versus the Bills. They are on the road.
We're doing that, bro. Like that could, man, you know what sucks, bro? That has like trap game written on it, bro.
Yeah, the Bills have been fucking slacking.
They've been fucking whack. Like, you know what's funny is like I bet you the Kincaid people are like Buffalo's hella tight right now. You know what I mean? Like, Buffalo's, what are you talking about? Buffalo's whack. Like, oh,
that's what's funny is it's because they're so bad that they have to rely on Kincaid as much as they do.
Oh, I can't. Fucking because that means that Gabe Davis ain't the shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why can't he be a consistent option? I don't know.
You know what's crazy is the Bills have only put up 3 games with 30+ points. I feel like last year that was like they're barely going like under 30. And that was and what games were those? That was the Dolphins, the Commandos, the Raiders, and they literally did it.
Commandos had I think at least one defensive score.
No, they only put up 3 points that game.
No, I'm talking about.
You're talking about the Bills.
The Bills had at least one defensive score. So
they didn't they versus the Dolphins also?
Yep, pick 6.
Yeah.
No. It was might have been the strip sack or the scoop to the thing. I don't even know if they did actually, but I know for sure because Tua definitely threw a pick 6 against the Giants.
Well, there were 6 offensive touchdowns
scored in that game. Okay, so I might be wrong about that one then. They definitely turned over.
But 6, even the 6 times 7 is 42. Oh, well, that's probably the field goals after that. So
yeah, because so they scored on every fucking turnover for sure. Because then the Wolf turned that thing over like I think threw 4 picks, took 9 sacks, and had like a couple fumbles.
I was talking about the Dolphins game. Let me go to
against the Giants.
No,
against the Bills. Yeah. I don't think the Bills defense scored that game because I think the only defensive score they gave up for the Dolphins was against the Giants.
Yeah, see that game there was only 3 offensive
tugs.
Yeah,
or scores.
Yeah,
that's the same shit.
All right, Coach C, what up, dude? You said bench 1, Warren, Addison, Christian Kirk.
Warren.
Yeah. Peacock said if I was Dabo, I'd just let Saquon run the Wildcat all the time. Yeah, why not, right? Let's have some fun with it.
Right? Sounds like a decent plan.
Coach C said Mike Evans, Hollywood, Madison, Bijan. Who's the Johnson? And then Derrick Henry or Najee, 1 RB and 1 flex. Derrick Henry. So tough versus the Bucks, but fuck it, got to.
Man, he could break one big one and then be like, damn it. Okay, is it safe to say, Derrick Henry, you just die with him?
Yeah, and like, is it crazy that I want to go Najee for the second?
I'm playing Najee. The volume's finally paying off.
Good matchup.
Yeah, and it's a good matchup. He always got more than Warren. It was just the damnedest thing that Warren always produced the damn near the same amount with this limited touches. But let's go, Najee.
And Christoph said drop Carr and picked up Mayfield for this week. I'm okay with that. I think Carr, has an okay matchup, but Baker's got the smash matchup this week against the Titans.
Yep. I'm okay with it. They can't really run the ball outside of through the air. So, and that's kind of their, and it's like you go for the matchup and the weapons that he has to throw at. Boom. Give me Baker.
Yeah. M. Dave, 420 God, said I need to drop 1 to make room for Connor and Kyler off the IR, JSN, Charbonnet, Goddard. Well, why can't you put
you're gonna switch Goddard.
Yeah, why can't, is that why? Like he only needs to drop 1 because he's putting Goddard on the IR to take 1.
That makes sense. Yep.
But why would he mention Goddard? Because he said he needs to drop 1. Why can't you put Goddard in the IR?
I think that's what he means. Yes, so we have to drop 1 out of those other 2 then. So between Charbonnet and
I'll drop JSN, I guess, because Charbonnet, what if Walker doesn't play this week for some reason?
Yeah. Keep a lottery. This is the time of year you keep a lottery ticket, especially because we're getting a week-to-week scare with Walker. You know what I mean?
What the shit? M. Dave said he's on bye, can't do it until he's ruled out. That's fucked up.
You know what? I'll make the conscious decision of cutting Goddard.
They said that he could be an IR candidate. So, but
I'll cut him if Yahoo. You really can't put them in unless they're on IR too or ruled out, and that would be like right before a game or something.
Yeah. No one's gonna pick him up. But what I would do is you better be paying attention because if they put him on IR, you better retry to pick him up and then throw him in your IR.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, like he comes back, it's like playoffs. So
yeah, it's almost done data at this point because he's got to miss.
I'm okay with it.
Because week 10 doesn't count. So it's week 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, you'd bring him. If he comes back after 4 weeks, I guess it'd be 5 weeks.
When's their bye? It's this week.
No, it's this week. So, but yeah, that's what sucks is like the bye. He's got to miss the 4 games.
He would come back 15.
He's got and he has to miss the 4 games.
Yeah, so it'd be like week 15.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If he was eligible. I mean, if he's ready to come back. Fractured forearm. I'm sure 4 weeks he's back. You know what I mean?
It's going to be 5 weeks because the bye counts too. But so
technically for the IR purposes, the minimum is 4.
That's what sucks. That's what sucks. It's like they have no reason.
They would need to put him on IR then if that was the case,
right? Because he's putting him on the IR this week or next week. Like there's no difference. I think that's why maybe they're just.
Oh yeah, that is true. Because it would still if you put him on this week, it doesn't count anyway.
Yeah, so I wonder if that's why they haven't done it. I don't know. I mean, it would just make sense to just put him on the IR, I would think. And then you at least get to activate your other person or whatever. But yeah, that's stupid though. That is one of the things that I wish that these platforms would like change.
If I had a wish, it'd be like for like, I swear to God, $1 bazillion.
Oh yeah. I mean, I wish that.
I wonder if I would still do the things I did if I was filthy rich.
Yeah, if I'm going to wish for anything, it's wishing for someone with a shitload of money to just say, here, you guys want to create like the best fantasy football platform? Here's $10 million. Let's do it. We could do it. We could do it.
I always say wishing's for seconds. That's why I'm like, just somebody give me the money. Like, here's $10 million to build a fantasy app. You know what? I think I changed my mind. That's why my app would suck, because I'd be like, I bet you I can make an app for like $1 million. Then I take the other 9 and ball.
It probably could be, but you got to be able to withstand a full year of everything that comes into it.
Okay, we're gonna put $3 million. We're gonna allocate $3 million of this 10, and we're gonna make sure the look is good with this other $7 million.
And you got to remember how much advertising is gonna cost right away. Because it's gonna have to be. We're throwing down on the Footballers podcast, and it's gonna be like the new sleeper bot shit.
What's $100 times 100,000?
We'll just add 2 zeros, so
right?
that's 10 million.
10 million, right? So like sleeper, if they had paid do you think they got that high in paying that many people $100? No, huh? Remember, because they had the whole campaign, pay you $100, move your league over here.
Fuck no,
right?
I bet they probably paid maybe, let's say maybe 1,000. I bet not even that much because it was a short amount.
Like 100,000. Maybe they paid 1,000 people, right? Yeah, 100,000. So it'd be 100,000 total, right?
Yeah, and which I don't even that seems like a lot, but who the hell knows? Because everybody plays on Sleeper already.
But this was like back in 2020 when I first started seeing this.
Yeah, it's true. It was it was 2020 and 2021 that they did it. Yeah. And the thing that sucked in 2021, they only did it for redraft. That's what's stupid. They know they have the dynasty market cornered. So it's like you're either going to play on nowhere. So that's what sucked, because if they would have did it the entire off season, I would have made probably a couple bands like off of it. I got so many people who signed up to Sleeper for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, see, I'm just saying, so we'll put like
back then they
put a cool $1 million for that. Put a cool $1 million aside. So now we got $4 million in it. There it is, bro. Let's get
it. And seeing like, here's the difference though. I want to do where everybody else has failed. And Matthew Berry's failed at this. feel like Sleeper's failing at this right now. Yahoo's definitely not even trying what I want to do, but that's why it would cost more. There'd be a lot more involved than just the traditional fantasy football platform.
Shout out to my man Fantasy's friend. They built an app.
What's their app?
It was for their podcast, and it was on you could find it on like Sleeper, whatever the fuck that was, right? What's their shit on Sleeper? Because his boy, one of the programmers, I don't know what to fucking call those guys, but one of the guys that helped
developers
Sleeper, he went to college with dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always feel like this is somewhere in the making, and I've picked, and shout out to my man Sven's fellow Sagittarius. I've picked his brain about this shit because they actually went through the process of building an app, and it was just an app for like fantasy information and stuff like that. It wasn't like no fantasy app like where you could play on.
Yeah.
But it was cool because they were in the beta phase, where it's like you could download it for free, and then they needed feedback and stuff, and it just, I guess it was a passion project for a while. But it's funny how 2020 kind of kicked a lot of fools like little dreams in motion, because I have time right now, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And Wes says, sorry about being the same thing. So if I start Walker over White, who would you start in the flex out of White, Thielen, or Keenan and Diggs are my starters? I'll probably start Thielen. Better matchup.
So play Thielen for him tonight and not no Foreman.
White is who he's asking about.
Well, I mean, because we eliminated Foreman out of the question now.
I don't remember if that was the exact same question.
Yeah, like Foreman, Walker, White, like these were like options. You know what I mean? He was trying to figure it out.
No. He said that the way that this all started, because I think it was two people who we were talking about.
Okay, I'm confusing myself.
Yeah, it was two people who were asking similar questions
about whether or not Herbert or not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I thought I'd start Thielen over White. Would you do that too? Or would you start White?
Who's the Buccaneers got?
The Titans.
Yeah, I'll do it. It's reluctantly because it's a Thursday. That's the only reason why I'm a little hesitant. To be honest, that's the only reason why.
Super.
Because I just like the Thursday games, short week. Like, how competitive can it be? It could be lean more on the run. Do we still have Tremaine Edmonds out? Probably, right?
I think he was leaning out.
He's leaning out. So like, you know what I mean? They might. I mean, they got both running backs involved a lot in the short pass.
I think Brisker is still out.
Yep. That's a fucking hell of a concussion, bro. It's like this third week now. Or a second straight.
And then I would put Thielen. So just put Keenan or Diggs at the, like, to swap them for Thielen, to where you put Thielen in the starting wide receiver and you put one of those other guys at the flex.
If that's his team in a 12 team, you can still have that team in a 12 team. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. You got some decisions there, man.
Because it's not like White was drafted. Like, I mean, he was drafted somewhat late. Walker's like, he's not even drafted in the top tier of running backs. He's
mid third round ish, back of the third round guy.
Kind of like where Josh Jacobs drafted last year.
Mm-hmm.
Magnificent Mercury said DJ Moore revenge game.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Oh shit! I didn't even wow, that one right on me. You're right, bro.
DJ Moore, let's get it.
DJ Moore, and you know what? Really pump him up. I put him in your number one WR spot.
Everybody out. If you're on Yahoo, you might move everybody out.
Number one.
Go DJ Moore, and then you put the other people back after that.
Let's fucking go.
Peacock says, who do you think has a better game, Thielen or DJ Moore?
Come on, the revenge.
After the revenge narrative might be.
Look at what did Adam Thielen do to Minnesota this year?
He actually didn't do that good. No.
Oh, no revenge?
No, not for him. Let's go double.
We need to have a list of this, the best revenge games of the season. Because, we be monitoring them, but I always...
Yeah, I mean, he had 15 points. He didn't score it. Seven receptions and 76 yards. Mm-hmm. But that was still throughout the season, that's still one of his lower half of games.
He's really nice to them. He loved them.
He's had a lot of 20-plus point games.
Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Pete said start one this week. Kareem Hunt, Zach Moss, Tajee Spears. The hell? I'm leaning Moss as of right now. Things may change though.
Oh, against New England? I'm not mad at that actually.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Kareem Hunt, Zach Moss in that order.
And C-Dog, he said pick 2 wide receivers and a flex, Debo, Ridley, Amari, Chuba, Cleo Herbert. So 3 people. Evans.
What?
Debo.
What?
This one's kind of tough. I think I might go Amari with the last one slightly over Ridley.
I've seen some Amari versus Humphreys. It's been tit for tat. I'm okay with it.
I'm nervous about Ridley. If there's no Zay Jones out there, it's like, can we even start Ridley?
Listen, I'll play Ridley. I love my Niners. I hate Charvarius Ward. He's the guy we put on their number 1. And number 1, and offensive coordinators, they go, we're going to put him to the right. Put him on Ward.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Is Ward not a tackling motherfucker?
Yep.
Right? That means he's not. Where did he come from?
KC.
Right?
Yeah.
I rest my case. You know what I mean? It's like, listen, I know you're not the best at defending it. Just don't let him get no yak. And then he gives up big plays. So at least, like, you know, I can hope for his tackles, but I'm just saying I'll play Ridley over the scoop. Just slightly. But I'm not gonna argue it.
And let's see. Brian said the only other decent option was Mayfield. Man, see, okay, like who would you? I think I would go Baker over Geno this week specifically.
I'm okay playing Geno. That's gonna be. I'm still like, I still feel like it's gonna be not a conservative game. It's gonna be a competitive game. Like, I mean, I guess the noise and all that stuff is gonna be a big challenge for the kid, for the Wolf. But man, he's just by hook or crook. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. Speaking on the Wolf, that has nothing.
But it hasn't been.
It has nothing to do with this Geno thing, right? Yeah. But so, like I said, by hook or crook, because they're either going to be Sam the Wolf is either going to be putting it up in a losing effort or putting it up and they're winning. And I think like I said, if he's putting them up in a losing effort, that means Seattle is putting up points here because this is the defense that can do it, bro. You know what I mean? That Washington defense gives up points. You know what I mean? They've given up some of the, like, whenever there's a QB in purgatory, who resurrects them? Washington has been in some of those, like, okay, fucking Justin.
I want you to take one guess. Okay.
Okay.
How many games do you think this year that Geno has scored 20?
None.
One.
Oh, for real?
One. As much as I hate Baker.
Listen, I love Baker.
He has more upside. He has more upside than Geno, and it's a way better.
Well, you know why I'm bringing this up, right? It's because it's the second time he circled back around when we already told him Baker. You know what I mean?
No. He just said that he picked up Geno, and he says, "What does he think about?"
Oh, I thought it was the opposite.
And I said, "Who are some of the other guys who are available?"
Oh, okay. I'm confusing him with dude from earlier. My bad.
Yeah. I'm going
to make a case for Geno. This is what I was saying. Like, okay, there is a case for Geno this week.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, Matt,
I don't think you have to work as hard to make a case for Baker though versus the Titans.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Everyone's healthy over there.
Can't run on them. You're gonna throw.
Yeah.
And your running back, your best running back is a pass catcher running back. So let's do it.
And then Brian said, and what up, Devo? Devo just got in here. He said, smoke break. Let's get it. I'm doing another dab for the homie Devo. And Brian said, he says he's got another one out of Dubs, Watson, so Christian, Reynolds, or Shaheed. Man, I just really don't want to start any Green Bay options.
What did Dubs do last week? Was that one of his that was like one of his 3 bad weeks?
Yeah, I don't think he did shit.
Yeah, it's really ugly if you watch the games, even when he produces, but like he's just
Dubs hasn't done shit since the first 4 weeks of the season.
Okay.
Like he's had 2 11-point games.
Yeah,
he did have the 2 touchdowns back-to-back weeks, but he scored a touchdown and it's still only 11 points total.
And then in that same game, with the last touchdown game he had,
there
was a second touchdown. There was a second touchdown that was thrown. Oh no, I'm sorry. The game before that,
Denver.
Yeah, the Denver game.
Touchdown.
There was a touchdown thrown to him, goes right into the breadbasket, pops up, and fucking Jalen Reed's there to catch it. So like it's really ugly, but they go. I would play Dub. Call me crazy. I'm playing Dubs over those other guys.
Here's what I hate about Dubs, at least just in the last couple weeks. Versus Denver, he gets the touchdown, 5 targets, 2 receptions, 30 yards.
But the other target, one of the targets that he didn't get a reception on, bounced out of his hands.
That's the better one out of these 2. Then the next game versus Minnesota, 9 targets, 4 receptions, 18 yards. He gets the touchdown. Touchdown saved his day.
The targets were there.
Well, they are, but then this past week, he's 3 for 3.
I mean, shit, it was really fucking ugly, though. I can make a case for it. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm not even saying make a case or not. I'm just saying. I think it's love. It's not. I don't think it's Dubs' fault. Like it's love.
Sucks. I've been saying that one.
Dubs is
going crazy.
Love sucks.
Kept scoring all these touchdowns, but I'm like, he's averaging like 120 to 150 passing yards. That guy sucks.
Yeah. And let me see. And then I don't even know if is Christian Watson even worth playing? I don't think so.
He's like all beat up again too right now.
Yeah, see, that's what sucks. Like all of these options are pretty bad this week. I think I would just go for Shaheed. I mean, he's the only guy who I think doesn't piss me off out of all these guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Dubs.
Okay. Let's see. We got
they're playing the Rams.
Peacock threw up a t-shirt design. Let's see if it well, let me pull it up here. Let's see if I can pull it up. So the link is in the chat, what Peacock shared, and then
shout out to man, everybody go check out neonpeacockmerch.com.
There's one that he just put up there. Give me money t-shirt design. What do you think, Bogey? Does he get the stamp of approval?
Come on, man. Hey, can I get that in a thermal? Hey, listen, brother.
Exactly, Tino. He said no. He said do what rich people do. You get the 10 mil to start the company, then you sell the stock worth 10 mil, you get the money back, and then part of the money, little risk in the tax write-offs. Yeah, for sure.
Hire Tino.
It's going to be people who we need the money people. That's what we need. Just like in every business, we need the money people. Cheeto, what up, guys? Do I flex Hollywood Brown or Donta Foreman? I think I'm going Hollywood with Kyler back. And Cheeto, T-Law or Howell. I think I'm going to go, man, it's not, might not turn out the best, but I think I'm going to go T-Law over Howell here because the Seahawks have been holding down QBs as well. Let's see. Yeah, the matchup a little bit closer, I think, than people would think on which team gives up more points per game. What up, Alex? Yeah, Fields ain't playing. He got listed as doubtful yesterday. He ain't playing. What up, Joe? Let's smoke it up. Peacock said Sleeper Bot leaked a fake script for tonight. Heisman Trophy winner Bryce Young shines as a runner and sets a career high against the Bears. Uh-oh. And Chito, throw a little emoji or something in there so I know that that you heard the answer. Tino said, speaking of Highsman, y'all see Caleb crying. Now what happened? Give me the insight. What happened with Caleb? Was he literally crying? Because they lost again? Za, what up, bro? He said, yo, fellas, I'm in a situation. Traded a 2024 second for Kyler Murray because I need a QB. Superflex Dynasty League. That's an amazing trade. He said, I lost Goddard to the IR. Should I take a 2024 or should I trade a 2024 third rounder for Ferguson?
Yep. It's a third round. We're doing that.
I'm assuming that this is not an IDP league. Third rounders are like nothing. So yeah, I would.
Nash.
Yeah.
He's gonna finish.
Who knows what it's gonna help you out with, but at least if that's a band-aid for this year right now for your tight end spot, I'm not mad at it.
Be second in targets, that's for sure.
On his team.
I'm just on the team.
Target on his team.
We're gonna be real specific here, and let me get even more specific: the tight end position. So before you even make this trade, go ahead and pick up Shoemaker if he's floating around. Because when you make this trade, you're gonna feel dumb if Ferguson goes down, because then it'll be Shoemaker next. Because you're gonna remove the fucking name, and Dak's just gonna look for the tight end second after the receiver.
C-Boy said, do you think D-Hop straight up for Monty is fair?
Yep.
Well, I mean, that's going to be in the eye of the
I'm
beholder.
giving him D-Hop.
Yeah, that's in the eye of the beholder.
Because you really got to believe. You have to be a believer here if you have D-Hop.
Everybody, I feel like, would want Monty over D-Hop unless your team is struggling for wide receivers.
Yep. And then you're happy because we have 2 weeks so far, sample size of Levi's throwing to Hop, and it's been mad decent. You know what I mean?
Frank said, oh shit, not Ferguson again. He's very popular right now. He is very popular.
He's second on the team in targets currently. That's all I'm saying.
Chewy said, just got offered Lamar and Evans for the Sun God. Thoughts on this? I have Howell at QB, but I can pick up Dobbs. Yeah, fuck that. Don't make that trade. Just go pick up Dobbs. Fuck it.
I'm keeping the Sun God. You put him in your lineup and you leave him there, and you pray to the Sun God he doesn't die on us, because then you will never have to remove him. No more bye weeks. Let's go to the chip.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, I can't wait to put him back in my lineups this week in hopes that I don't ever have to remove him. You know what I mean?
Oh, Tino said Caleb lost last week and started crying. Man, see, like, why did he come out and say, like, why?
Hello, what's his last name? What's his last name?
What is it, Williams? Caleb Williams? Is that it?
Yeah. Who do you think his big brother is?
Yeah, I get Jamal's page right out of his book. Right out, straight out the Williams play.
The crying Williams family here.
Oh, man. See, stupidest thing in the world to come out saying that he needed all this shit like right now, like especially when one game changes everything in college football.
You know what's funny? Entitlement, bro. These kids, bro. It's not even a racial thing at this point. It's just when you're in a position of anything, when you're a youngster, there's someone in your ear telling you, you can get the max, bro. You deserve this.
But see, and you know what it really
is? You can own a team.
It's believing you've done something before you've actually done it.
It's entitlement.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to be the back-to-back Heisman Trophy winner. You better pay me now. But you're not the back-to-back Heisman Trophy winner yet. And that, man, that just talk about the bulletin board material, there. Like every team after that. Like, why now you're literally ending his livelihood if you to a certain extent, right? Like now we're taking.
If I'm a linebacker or I'm a defensive end or anything up front, man, I'm about to make my career ending him.
Oh, I mean, shit. If any sack that you get on Williams, that could be a highlight.
Does Caleb Williams got to dance? Because then every time he takes a sack or something, they're doing a dance on him. You know what I mean? He better not have a dance, bro. I swear to God.
You know who Caleb Williams reminds me of? The dude from Draft Day. What's his name? Bo Callahan.
Come on. For real.
the personality wise. I mean, that was
Ooh,
big.
Bogard Callahan. My bad. Go continue.
I thought you've already said that one before.
No, I haven't.
I thought maybe we're on mushrooms, and I just
today we're talking about QB bust. Hi, I'm Fantasy Hustler, and I am Bogard Callahan.
Oh man,
Yes.
but that's. I mean, it's tough to want to get paid for something as if you've already done it, you know, because like if he would have won back-to-back Heismans, he's like what, the second person to like ever do that, and the other guy did it was like in 1960 whatever or some shit. Like that would have been fucking phenomenal and a storybook, you know, like just a storybook.
I'll call my shot when I know I'm about to hit that shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm that motherfucker. I'll call a layup.
Oh yeah, he said, I feel like he's the fact that he's crying, I feel like he's crying for selfish reasons, not losing the Heisman. He's crying because everything that he wanted is now out the window. Heisman, championship, getting a piece of the fucking franchise, like all those things are out the window.
Being a part of the Bad Boy Records as a label of staff and a crew.
And it's college, man. Like how, like we could go for like, I mean, there has to be more bust first round QBs than successful first round QBs. There's no way in hell that it's the other way around.
Okay. What do we define as success, right? Because that's subjective, right?
I would say success is someone if you're first round QB, I think you're expected to be a starter. So I'm gonna say someone who turns into a starting QB who's in the league more than a couple years.
Okay. Because like me, if I'm like a GM or like an owner or something, I'm gonna look at success. Like that's why
look at Carson Wentz and Jared Goff, for example. Both got drafted top 2. Like, would you consider either one of them a bust?
No. I'd say Carson Wentz was an unfortunate occurrence of events because he got hurt and then they win a Super Bowl without him. And now his value is just shot. It's like wrestling. It's like pro wrestling.
Well, take the injury out of it.
That's why in pro wrestling, you need somebody to put you over if you're coming up, right?
Well, but let's do this, though. Let's take the injury out of it because someone like Lance, he's been injured, and I think people call him a bust because
then you get to, like I said, it's always subjective, right? Because
that's what I'm saying. Let's take the subjective part about the injury out of it.
Yeah, because then it's like what you paid for him. There's all these other variables, right? So I'm gonna narrow. And
that's why I'm throwing all first rounders in because either way, it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna get to like, I would say majority of first rounders are busts in my evaluation.
QB or not, right?
I'm gonna evaluate them to like how many playoff wins or playoff appearances then wins do you have? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because
Diva said why you gotta make fun
Kirk
of
Cousins only has one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dak Prescott
He's played on some bad teams, though. That's what's crazy. He's played on.
I'm just saying, though. But would you consider his career a success? Because then you can say, "Fuck yeah, you got all the money, you got this."
Who though? Well, I mean, right? Kirk Cousins wasn't a first rounder though. But who?
No, but I'm just saying, like QBs in general. Because, like I just said before, I brought up Kirk Cousins. I would say majority of the first round QBs will fit under my bust category.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if we're not. I'm not even thinking too much about bust or success. It's like if we know someone sucks and didn't live up to whatever hype they had being a first round draft pick, that's what I'll consider a bust.
I think like the greatest first round QB we've ever seen was Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty high bar to set. And even Peyton Manning had a rough go at it his rookie year. Like rough.
I mean, shit, look at Herbert. Herbert might never have any team success, but he ain't the reason. He's not a bust.
Exactly. But like at least Manning still was able to carry this one team repeatedly into
Turned it around. Turned it fully around.
Right? Just the one guy. You know what I'm saying? There's not too like Herbert hasn't done that yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And Herbert's
greatest first round QB we're watching right now, his name is CJ Stroud. I hope that he can break somehow Herbert's total or not total, but passing touchdown, because it looks like on the INTs, like if he throws for 30 and like 4 or some shit like that, that's like Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, okay, pace him out. Pace him out. He's going for like 35, 36, and 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, he only has one.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's going for 28 to 30. My bad. The record is 31, 33. Herbert broke the record. And before that, the record was set by Manning, then matched by Russell Wilson, then again matched by Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, and he threw for 31. So 31.
31. Okay. So 31 is the pat. He's pacing for a 31 here.
Let's see. I don't think he is.
He has 14, so he's technically not. But I would, because I think there's still touchdown games in him. Like the 3 touchdown games are in him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the 5 touchdown. I mean, that's definitely
it was a boost,
helping the overall.
Yeah, he went from 11 to he went from 9 to 14 in that mug. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's a lot.
And how many games have they
played? He has one rushing. He has 1 rushing, correct?
Yeah, but the rushing don't count though.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying though. I mean, he does have 1 rushing, so he has 15 on the year, 14 passing. He needs to get 18 more.
And what have they played? 8 record, right? Yeah, because they've had their bye. It's crazy. He's pacing for 29.75 touchdowns right now.
29, dude.
That's pretty. I mean, shit. He's right on that 5 touchdown game. Brought him right back.
Yeah, and he could be at minimum. I think.
What would he need? So what does he need? He needs to get to 32. He's got 14, so he's got to get 18 more.
Call me crazy. Listen,
how many games they got left? What have they played? 8 games, so he got 9 games left. So he's got to average 2 a game. That's doable.
Okay, and he could throw 3 in this game. This could be like a shootout for real. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like the Bengals are coming to life here. This could be one of those games. You know, I think he still exists. I think CJ Stroud still exists in a nice little space here where there is film on him. Not too much, though, because it's still a team figuring out what's their best plan of attack every week. Yeah. And they usually curate their plan of attack according to the personnel they have healthy. I think right now they have like 23 out of 50-something starters on the injury report. So, like, this is great gamesmanship if motherfuckers ain't even that hurt. Because it's like, all right, let them try to figure out what they're going to do against us because they won't know who to expect. You know what I mean? Like, they still have the element of surprise. He could throw up 3, 4 even on this one.
Here's another good one. Dennis said, what about Winston and Mariota, also number 1 and 2? I mean, I don't think there's any way that Winston could be considered a bust. I think Mariota would get a little bit subjective, though. Right, because he's really bad.
Mariota got into. Here's what's crazy. Mariota, the regime that drafted him, he actually got into the dance with them, and they beat the Chiefs. They beat the Chiefs and knocked them out of the playoffs, go on to the divisional and lose to the Patriots. And that was another version of the fucking Belichick versus a young QB. He was a sophomore at the time, but even then, Corey Davis went off. Like, it was like a decent game. Like, Mariota I think Mariota and Winston, if you were to ask me who's the two, like, that would have, like, Mariota would have went farther if they didn't fire that coaching regime. Like, they literally lose that game and fire that whole regime, and then bring in Matt LaFleur and them. And Mike Vrabel, and they say, fuck this guy, right?
I don't think anyone could be considered a bust if, like, you're a first-round draft pick and you make it through your entire first contract as a starter.
I would say Jameis Winston is a bust for reality. Big bust. You know what he is for fantasy? The shit.
Yeah, why would it be a bust, though? The Bucks is not like
they never got to the playoffs.
They sucked when they drafted him, though.
This is under my pretense, though. You know, this is under my, how I would evaluate if I'm a GM.
I mean, Dennis is with you. He said that he'd consider them a bust.
Yeah. I mean, Mariota has a playoff win. So for whatever, look at what they spent first round capital. If that got you closer to the Super Bowl, that would be something considered me it didn't go in vain, right? Jameis Winston was first overall. He never even sniffed the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just they so much so that they had to go bring in Brady. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's crazy though. Like, so are you saying like Herbert, one playoff game, one playoff loss?
But he has an appearance though. Dak was the same way for a long time. Dak didn't get his first playoff win until 2019.
Herbert also wasn't a first overall pick because their team wasn't that bad enough.
But he was still a first round pick, and it was, and you know, like I know, Herbert was doomed from the start. He got drafted to the Chargers. This poor son of a bitch. He was 9 years old. Drew a little picture of him being the Chargers QB. Fucked him.
Yeah, I don't think Jameis was to blame all the way.
I don't either.
I
don't either. I think he was doomed from the start. He got drafted by a Dirk Cutter, who's an offensive coordinator turned head coach. That guy sucked. You know what I mean? Like
Deion said Winston was only good for fantasy. That's the thing. I mean, yeah, but he wasn't good enough for anyone to take his job. It's not like, I mean, it's not.
Okay, there was no one willing to. There was no. Okay. I got.
Well, I mean, and we gotta. Okay,
when they brought in Ryan Fitzmagic.
Hold on, real quick. Just brought in
Ryan Fitzmagic. They would bench him every time he threw multi picks. You remember that year?
Well, it was just that. Yeah, it was that 1 year.
The 1 year. But then they fired Dirk Cutter because honestly, this is really awesome. Because I used to when I started doing content in 2019, I used to bring this up. If you look at Jameis Winston and Ryan Fitzmagic 2018 numbers, combine them, it would rival Patrick Mahomes that year, his MVP year, in the passing and completions, not the touchdowns, because obviously he threw.
I guess, and really the whole thing is like the level of bust, because like we're not saying
it's all subjective. Like, back to what I said, it's subjective.
Well, I know, but I want to hone in so we could really start having a way that we value these guys.
We have to look more. We have to start evolving. Involving the factual things, numbers.
Because you can't say Jameis Winston and Josh Rosen, or like Josh Rosen is the bust.
But Jameis Winston had a 30 for 30 and 5 thou year, right? Yeah. And they had a top 5 defense, but their defense was top 5 in yards allowed and stuff like that, but not points allowed. You know why?
If Brady,
year, he would throw them turnovers, and that defense had many short fields that opposing offense would score on. So when they made the switch to Brady, immediately went to the Super Bowl. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, but also that was something.
That was the one good year where Jameis fucked that up, because 2019 it was all there. There were one game out of the playoffs.
But look at that though. It took something that we might never see ever again. Like for that to happen on why Jameis lost his job and got booted.
Yeah, because it was Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they didn't get Brady, they would have went with Winston. I'm not saying Winston comes in and takes them to the playoffs, but now one more year of experience with this team, with these players, like he got the short end of the stick there because Brady, he was ready to get out.
I feel bad as fuck for saying Jameis is a bust. I love Jameis, but if I wasn't a fantasy guy, I would easily say Jameis is a bust. You know what I mean? I love Jameis so much, and I hate Carr so much. I was mad when they brought over Carr. I was like, why the fuck would they do that? They have Jameis and Taysom. They're never gonna stop doing the Taysom thing.
You know what's crazy? See, I'm even the type of guy though, is that I would say even a guy like Mitch Trubisky isn't a bust. He's still in the NFL. Like, I mean, Jameis Winston and him and Mariota.
And you know what's crazy too?
Trubisky kind of nuts.
Trubisky had a play. Trubisky had a play. Oh no, there was the double. Okay. Oh my God, the double doink.
Yeah,
Trubisky would have had a playoff win under his belt. He did what he had to do against the fucking reigning champ Eagles with Nick Foles again. Ironically,
that's why I wanted to bring him up, because you said,
yeah, I love Trubisky. One of your prerequisites. I fucking love Trubisky. Like, Trubisky is like, I used to call Trubisky super poor man's homeless man version of Alex Smith.
Yeah,
and it's not about the skills or anything like that. It was about the situation, because Alex Smith went through like a handful of coordinators to start his career. So like, you either got to become smart or you got to be, you know what I mean? Because if not, you're just going to be dumb in every new system. If you weren't able to learn one, you're not going to learn like 4 or 5. And that was what happened with Trubisky. He went through hella coordinators and he still played well. Because he resorts to like backyard football. So he'd be like, fuck what I learned.
And even Winston's a bust. He threw for over 100 picks in 5 seasons.
Let's go.
I don't think interceptions make someone a bust, because then Brett Favre would be a bust also. Most interceptions in history, like by far.
Yeah, but we're talking about like, but Brett Favre but see, that goes back to Brett Favre's not a first round pick either. You know what I mean?
Right. So I mean, we wouldn't even really be talking about him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. For me, Winston is not a bust.
Ooh,
just like Trubisky's not a bust for where they got drafted. I mean,
pull up a list of the top 5, like QBs drafted within the top 5 picks. Because this might be funny actually. Like maybe in this maybe the last 20 years or maybe the Super Bowl era, even that's
how about just guys who went number 1 overall in the draft? Because
number 1, okay, we can do that. We can do that because I'd say top 5 suffice because those
Oh, actually, these are just all the good ones though.
Okay. Because what I'm saying, like not even Andrew Luck was a first round. Like would you people? Okay, I could say under subjective pretenses, Andrew Luck was a bust because he quit and he will never know the greatness.
He made it to the playoffs though with them.
Yeah, but still,
he had the epic season.
That's even trumping my shit. He has hella playoff wins under his belt. But I'm saying like because I thought he was going to be like me personally. I thought he was going to be one of the GOATs ever.
Well, see, okay,
and we'll never know. He quit. Like,
but here's what I'm saying with like the bust. See, there has to be something between like he's a bust.
But all the hype.
Also, but no, I know. But then not living up to expectations, like that's like another thing as well.
He definitely lived up to expectations. Within 2 years, he brought them to the AFC title game, and it was the fucking Deflate Gate. So it took cheaters. They had to
quitting early made him not live up to the expectations.
Exactly, bust. Right?
That's what I'm saying. But there
see, that's what I'm saying. Though, like we should create like a criteria, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and you got to hit a majority, and how many bullet points we have to the criteria, you got to hit a majority of them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
To equate to what we consider a bust. This is gonna be. Listen, we're gonna workshop this. This is gonna be an awesome little checklist here. Is he a bitch?
Right? Yeah, because there's way just different.
Like Mariota, if I was going down a checklist, is he a bitch? Yes.
But that's what I'm saying. Like literally trying to create this criteria. What do we consider a bust? What do we consider not living up to expectations? Do we just hate him?
Playoff wins, playoff appearances, win-loss ratio, touchdown to interception ratio, games started versus.
I think that levels that's just like what about some of these guys though, like a Josh Rosen, whatever you're talking about there, he failed every single category.
Likability,
he can't be a bust, and then someone who plays for like
0.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Josh Rosen is a bust. Ryan Leaf is a bust. Jamarcus Russell are a bust.
And Ryan and Josh Rosen was the 10th pick overall.
Yeah. I mean, Jamarcus Russell and Ryan Leaf were top 2 picks. Jamarcus number 1. But
that's why like we should
but that's what a bust is. Like, someone who plays for 8-10 years in the league, like they can't be a bust. They've been in the year.
Ryan Fitzmagic is the GOAT to me.
Yeah.
I love Josh McCown.
Tino said his
I'm a fantasy guy.
These guys make our draft pick relevant. Dak's a 4th round draft pick, and Dennis said is Tony Romo a bust. Tony Romo was not even drafted. He's an undrafted free agent. No, you cannot be a bust if you're an undrafted free agent and you do well.
If Tino,
look at Arian Foster. Arian Foster is one of the best undrafted free agents of all time.
I hate him.
Yeah, me too. He's acting sucks.
Because you know what? I could say Shanahan and Kubiak. Kubiak is a Mike Shanahan.
There you go.
And you had Kyle Shanahan as the OC again. Listen, that's why.
See, here we go, Dennis. This one would be a little bit subjective. Sam Bradford's a bust. Man, he played for a long ass time, but I'm gonna say he's not
a bust. Case Keenum. And he was drafted like super late. When Case Keenum came to the league, he held the record for like the GOAT college guy. Like I forget what record it was. He had like the.
No, when we were talking about the bus, we were specifically talking about first round drafted QB.
Yeah, but okay, so how can we narrow it down? So just all first round, right? Because then we'll be able to look a list of that, and we just go down and listen.
I'm trying to find just a big list of like just all the first round draft picks ever is what I'm trying to find.
Okay, yeah, and then
I'm sure it exists.
When you find it one decent enough, let's go through it and be like stamp and bust or not, right? Because then it's totally subjective. But this would just be a fun workshop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Because then we could go see. Because I don't know, we're just thinking of recent history, and if we think of like T-Law, Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, who else went in that one? There's like 5 who went that year, right? I can't remember the other one. I mean, yeah, it seemed, it'd be like
Trey Lance, hold on. It was a T-Law, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Justin Fields that year, right?
There you go.
Then what's the other note? Because they were trying to compare that to like the 2020, which was the other notable one, which stands tried and true as we speak now. Because you have in 2020, you have the Burrow, the Tua, the fucking Herbert.
Like that one was just crazy. Like that one hit like nobody's business,
right?
Yeah.
Herbert Burrow. In the 2019, and I guess you have Kyler.
See, go back to 2004. That was one of the best ever.
18 was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can get 2 guys, let alone 1 guy out of a class, it's insane.
Like look at 2004 with Big Ben, Phillip Rivers, and
that's comparable to like 2020.
Yeah, it's insane.
Because those guys should be around for the test of time, right? Or you would assume, right? It's very rare now that you think about it. Because
all those guys played for damn near 20 years that I just said, 15 plus.
2018, bro, we had Rosen, fucking Josh Allen, and then to top it off at the end of it, just fucking, the Ravens trade back in and go ahead and get
Lamar. 32nd overall. Like that's wild.
And this is when I like to believe football, though that's an organization where football is smart, right? The Ravens, because they're like, let's go trade back in to get a first round QB who's a project, because everyone used to say he needs to be a receiver or a return man or whatever the fuck they're trying to make him. Everything else but a running back. I mean, but a quarterback, right? He said, okay, we're going to get this guy who's a project and we're going to have him for 5 years because that's how we'll get him for 5 years if we get him in the first round.
Yeah.
Hella smart. You know what I'm saying? Hella smart. Because that's the only reason why you get a QB in the first round is so you have 5 years to figure him out, right? Yeah. A lot of those QBs don't even get 2. They don't even get 2 years.
Yeah.
3. Lance, we gave him 3. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rosen got 1.
Shit,
because he got them Kyler Murray. I wonder if Kyler, see if Josh Rosen wasn't Jewish, Kyler Murray probably sent him a Christmas card every year.
You know Tino said is Dobbs a bust. Is Dobbs even drafted?
No, he's undrafted, and Dobbs is amazing. Okay, don't ever disrespect a guy who goes to multiple organizations within days of it and gets in the game, gets a W.
Yeah, and he was a 4th round draft pick. This is what it was. 4th round draft pick by the Steel Dogs. Yeah. All right. I found a place that we can look through some of these lists of the first rounders here. And we'll shout out the QBs. We'll go backwards from 2019 for a few years. What? Tito said first rounder in 2015. No. I just looked it up right now. He was a 4th round draft pick in 2017. And if we missed your questions, just throw them back in. And yeah, Frank, see Russell, Leaf, like those are the busts. And Tino said the good ones I can think of that are playing now, like Mahomes, Kyler, Daniel Jones, Baker, Josh Allen, Watson. Yeah, and Dobbs is a rocket scientist. Yeah. And Jada Barber, what up? Do I start Aaron Jones or Michael Pittman at the flex this week? I think I'm leaning Aaron Jones. It's kind of rough. I mean, both these options, not really the best matchups. necessarily. Let's go see if the Steelers have gotten any better at defending the run. I mean, last 2 games they gave up some booty.
Steelers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the last time I asked you to look this up, there were like 6 or 7, and that was 2 weeks ago. The Titans ran on them last week. I wonder where they're at now.
Yeah, I mean 20th per game.
Wow. They didn't drop down in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, they've only had 4 games where they've given up smash numbers, and then they've had 3 games where kind of middle of the road, and then they shut out Baltimore completely. And yeah, maybe I mean, Patriots on paper, they're a little bit of a tougher matchup against the wide receivers. 4 out of the last 6 weeks, though, they've given up some decent points to wide receivers. I mean, 2 of those weeks were Miami and Dallas, you know, as well. Las Vegas and Washington were those other ones. But yeah, I would, I don't know. I think I'm just going Aaron Jones over Pittman slightly. All right, I found the list of where
they're unleashing them. Okay, let's go.
So we can start in 2019. And
hey, real quick. Where was Dobbs drafted to? Because I went to take a piss.
4th rounder, 2017 to the Steelers.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's right.
He came from Tennessee.
Yeah, and then he goes to, and then he bounced around all over the place.
Yeah,
on practice squad. Okay, yeah. All right. Let's go to the list.
All right,
it's just good information. I like to know. I remember Josh Dobbs, man.
Yeah. All right. So the first round QBs. There was 3 in 2019. Kyler, Danny Pesos, and Dwayne Haskins. R.I.P. So we won't say anyone is a bust as of here. That's fucked up if we say that about Haskins. So let's just go to 2018.
Hold on, bro. Rest in peace to Haskins. I can't, never mind. I was gonna say, hold on.
Yeah, let's go to 2018.
Yeah.
We got Baker.
Rest in peace to the kid.
Baker, Darnold, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, Lamar Jackson. So we got 5 in 2018. Is Baker considered a bust? I mean, he made it to the playoffs with them.
He has a playoff win under his belt. Beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? He had the injured year. They didn't at the year after they had the playoff win, he got injured. They didn't pick up his 5th-year option, traded him. I won't consider him a bust because here he is in the mix right now.
Yeah. And I think if you've been in the league 5 years and you're competing for a starting job, or like him winning a starting job, doesn't matter who he was competing with, he still won. But what about like Sam Darnold now, who,
oh my God,
he didn't even make it 3 years. Yeah, he didn't even make it 3 years with his squad. You know, he's been, what is this the 4th team that he's on now, or 3rd team that he's on now in the 5 years or whatever?
Jets, Carolina, Niners.
Okay, yeah, so just the 3.
3rd's a charm.
Yep. And he didn't make it through his first contract before he's already like second fiddle. Now, I would say it depends on how many years he plays in the league to where he's like an official bust, but he's definitely on the pathway of being there.
Remember he got mono because he was like at a party, like making out with 2 chicks.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Sam Darnold Schwarzenegger, but he couldn't defeat the mono T1000.
And shout out to Space Ghost. He said, you guys saved me last week by telling me to sit cup. All right. See, sometimes we got to make the tough calls.
Because it was the fucking ribbon. It was ripened.
Yeah. And he said, I need more help, though. 2 RBs. And 2 RBs and wide receivers and a flex. So what's this? 5. Bijan, Monty, Cooks, Henderson, Hunt, Higgins, Lockett, McLaurin, Flowers. Okay, so let's just go with the
RB.
Who'd you say?
Bijan and Monty.
Yeah, I'll go them for the 2 RBs.
Mm-hmm.
So for the 2 wide receivers, the options are Higgins, Lockett, McLaurin, Flowers.
Higgins and McLaurin slightly over Flowers, but you could talk me into Flowers, but it's Higgins and McLaurin for me right now.
Okay, well, I'm going Higgins and Lockett, and then we still have a flex though, so that could be.
Oh shit, my bad. Lockett's playing Washington. I'm with you. Fuck,
yeah,
bro. Let's go.
But I think I'm with you on McLaurin being the
the
flex.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think that's how.
Slightly over Flowers because, like, Flowers could be a sneaky play here. Like, it's a bad secondary. You're gonna have to figure out manufacture the ball into like your receiver's hands.
Yeah,
like
a bad matchup. You mean right? Like a bad
against this bad matchup. You know what I mean? So because
Flowers hasn't been what he was.
I hope the biorhythms aren't off. It's the only thing,
Why?
No, biorhythm. It's just a run-on joke. I've been saying it.
Oh no, I know, but I thought, is it because? Well, I thought it was
playing in Germany. Oh yeah, my bad. McLaurin and them aren't playing. I was thinking McLaurin and them are playing New England again because New England's in Germany. You're right. I'm sorry. No biorhythms. No biorhythms here. Correct. But Earth.
And he said, I know you hate Ferguson. He said, I know you hate Ferguson, but Ferguson, Everett, or Logan Thomas. Well,
Logan Thomas.
Yeah, I'm going Logan Thomas. Ferguson has the worst matchup out of all three.
Everett, and they might not do much.
Everett has the best matchup, but I'm hella nervous because he didn't get shit in a real good matchup last week.
He shares. But that was it was a good matchup last week against the Jets, but that game was so fucked up. We literally saw almost overtime of like two offenses not doing nothing. The defenses were like doing everything, either stopping or like making a turnover. It was really bad. You know what I mean?
Alex, and then what time will Fields get ruled out so I can put him on IR? They don't have to do it until an hour and a half before the game is the latest thing to do it.
Yeah. And if there's something you need to pick up so bad, drop your fucking kicker and pick him up. You know what I mean? Because I'm assuming he needs to put him in the IR and grab something that he's like dying to grab. Just grab a fucking kicker and grab him if you're so worried that someone's going to grab what you're looking at eyeing on the waiver.
Adequale said, hello, I'm just a random person. Just wanted to say something in the Q&A. So hello. What up?
What's happening? You're not a random. We are all human beings.
What up, Kidda? He said, I caught you guys live today. What up, dude?
What's up, Kidda?
And Tino said, I don't get the standard for bust you guys are using. Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I want to try it all. It's all over the place. This is I
do want to create, just for, what we talk about. I do want to create some kind of criteria.
Okay, I'm glad Kid is here. Kid, you're going to love this right now if you're still out there in the chat. We're going to go through this list of fucking first round drafted QBs, and we're just going to label them what we consider a bust or not.
And out of these 5 guys, like Josh Rosen, he's he is a 100% bust out of all these guys. Like, of course, he's been a backup since his second year. He's never sniffed like starting without injury or whatever. So that's
S is a lot of D.
There has to be some kind of difference between a Josh Rosen, a Sam Darnold, and a Baker Mayfield.
They can't flag me for that. Yes, is a lot of D. That's clean, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
But that's what we want to figure out. We want to get some kind of criteria because bust is, bottom of the totem pole, like for sure, or top of the whatever.
You're handling. You did not fucking bring them any hopes.
He's like top tier bust. How about that?
Josh Rosen.
Sam Darnold's like one tier below that.
You bring him no hopes.
All right, let's check 2017.
Okay.
Let's see. Now we got.
Before you start shouting, let me see if I can jog my memory.
We had 3.
Give me Shremusky.
Yep.
Give me and this is maybe in order, Watson, then Mahomes.
Nope. That's the other way.
That's right. The Chiefs had to jump up in front of the Saints.
Right.
To get Mahomes.
Yeah.
Sean Payton was S-ing the D of Mahomes.
And that's what's crazy, though. Like, look at that. I mean, 9 teams passed on Mahomes. Only one of them went QB with those. But here's the 9 guys that went over Mahomes. Myles Garrett, Trubisky,
Solomon Thomas,
Leonard Fournette, Corey Davis, Jamal Adams, Mike Williams, Christian McCaffrey.
There you go.
John Ross. Could you imagine if the Browns, the Bears,
or any of them took
the Niners, the Jags, the Titans, the
this
Jets,
is where we start
Chargers, Panthers, Bengals, if any of them had a Patrick Mahomes, all those GMs,
this is where we start peeling the layers back, right? Because it's like, would they have been known what they had on their hands? Like, you know what I mean? I mean,
well, it took him sitting. I don't think if he sits that first year, I don't think he's
and it needs
out the gate.
And it needed Andy Reid, the coach, Alex Smith, to show you could throw the ball away. Like, it was all the combination of what we.
And Peacock knows. He said Texans would have taken Mahomes, but the Chiefs traded up. Yeah,
they traded up and jumped in front of the Texans and the Saints.
Yeah.
And like, what's crazy is like, because the Texans were for sure on Mahomes. Mahomes is on he's in Texas.
Yeah, he's playing at Texas Tech.
What? Like, you know what I mean?
But that's what's wild. The list of just those 9 players taken in front of Mahomes. I mean, Garrett. If we're just going by a casual fan, Garrett, not a bust. Trubisky, bust. Solomon Thomas, bust. Leonard Fournette, that's subjective. Corey Davis, bust.
Hold on, he's a Super Bowl champion.
He is. It's still subjective. Jamal Adams, bust. Mike Williams, that's probably subjective at this point, but bust for where they drafted him. Christian McCaffrey.
It's not subjective. Mike Williams is a big old bust.
John Ross, big bust.
Come on,
like,
hold on.
The top 9.
Hold on. John Ross is a bust, yes. But he holds
that's like record. A 50-50
holds
split.
The record for the fastest 40 time in history. And funny story, I can't remember. Someone help me out in the chat, whether it was Nike or Adidas, but whoever sponsored the fucking the combine that year, they had a whole thing. It's like, whoever can break CJ2K's record,
you
got you an island. You gotta wear these shoes.
Yeah.
John Ross broke it, but he was wearing the other shoes. And he popped his hamstring, breaking the record. That's fucking legendary. He's a bust, but he's got to be in the upper echelon of bust, because before he even got drafted, he just destroyed it all. He busted.
That's what I
could have had an island.
And what I said from the beginning, and I know you kind of said it also, if we're just talking first rounders in general, you're more likely to bust than you are to hit. Just out of all 32 picks, more likely to be a bust than you are a hit.
Yeah, all the cool stories are outside of the first round. That's why I had to go straight to the GOAT of the first round draft picks, in my opinion, is Peyton Manning, because he checks all the 28 boxes that I have listed.
Yeah.
That's I got a good list. I got a list. I made the list in the last 2 minutes in my head.
Okay.
28 items.
Oh man, this one's funny. So you remember 2016?
Okay.
Because that's the Goff, Carson Wentz. Yeah. Do you remember the third QB that was drafted at the bottom of the first round? He's definitely a bust. I'll give you one more hint. He was drafted to the Denver Broncos.
Oh yeah. It was Trevor. No. It wasn't Trevor Simeon. It was the other tall guy, Lynch.
Yep, that's who it was. Big old butt.
6'7". I was like, what are they? He'll choke slam a motherfucker to hell. That choke slam from hell. Why did they have Kane as the QB? Skinny Kane, man. That's what I used to call him, because he kind of had the hair and then he cut the hair. But like, I'm just saying, like, yeah, what's going on there? Wow. Paxton Lynch.
Bet.
Okay. And then bring back 2015. Let's start jogging. Now you got to start jogging some of my memory here.
Well, 2015, we already talked about the only 2 guys drafted there, Winston and Mariota.
Oh, yeah. That's what it was. As far as that was the notable guys. Oh, no. Mettenberger. And that was the year after before that. Never mind. Because I was like, remember that Mettenberger?
Yeah. Now this 2014 is actually a really fun class. Not good, but fun.
Okay.
Do you remember who the top QB was drafted that year? 2014.
Okay.
The top draft pick in the draft that year was Jadeveon Clowney.
Yep. Okay. This was the Texans. Help me out here. Who had the 2 pick overall?
The Rams, and they took a tackle, Greg Robinson.
Okay. Who had the 3? Don't say the name if it was the QB.
Sammy Watkins went 4th. That is the QB.
Okay, Buffalo was 4th overall. Okay, so there was a QB taking 3rd. Damn.
I'm sure that we would consider him a bust by all metrics.
We would, you said?
Well, no, actually, by your metrics, he would not be a bust because he did make the playoffs. Went deep into the playoffs that year, too. That he actually made
my man Blake Bortles, give it to me. Yeah. The fantasy GOAT. Hey, listen, you can't do me no wrong. I won titles with him, bro. Like year after year, even.
Couldn't have been year after year. There's really only like
15 and 17, I should say.
Yeah.
Was it 14 even? No, it was like 15 and 17.
It was like I think it was the year
so
before.
It was year after other year.
Pretty sure it was the year before Mahomes. Might have been 2017.
Yep.
And then there was 2 other
because I had Carson Wentz everywhere that year, and so he replaced 2 out of my 3 cards. I won 3 titles. I'm sorry. I got into 3 chips that year. I won 2 out of 3. And the 2 ones I won in 2017, Blake Bortles was my guy.
Yeah, I played Dak over Blake Bortles, and I lost because of it. If I would have played Blake Bortles over Dak,
he played the Niners.
Yeah,
week 17.
Yeah.
He throws 5 picks, 4 picks, but he threw like 4 times. He was insane. And like,
yeah, that's what it was. It was the 4 touchdowns. Right?
Yeah,
that was the shit.
He threw 7 picks.
So there were 2 other guys drafted that year. Tino got one of them. Money Manziel.
Oh yeah, duh. First overall. What the fuck?
No. He wasn't first overall.
Oh, they were like he was like 10th.
No, 22nd.
Oh, that's right. Because they were coming off the 2013 year.
Yeah, he fell hella far. Remember, like
Cowboys
drafted Zach Martin. They tied Jerry up, and they were like, "No, we're not going to let you do it. You're not calling this shit in."
They tied up Jerry.
They tied up Jerry so he couldn't take Money Manziel, and they took Zach Martin.
I forgot about. Damn, that's so crazy how we conveniently forget about those motherfuckers because they were an ultimate bust.
Yeah.
You know, I never forget about no Snake the Blake or Blake the Snake.
Yeah. How about, do you remember, anybody remember who the number 32 overall QB, the overall pick, it was a QB, and he got drafted to the Minnesota Vikings? Bogey?
Teddy, my Nig Bridgewater. Let's go. Teddy Roosevelt, the former president. And was it Castle or was it Castle there?
I think so.
It was Castle, right? Like
after they moved on from the Patriots or whatever.
Yeah. And then they literally drafted Teddy B to just hand the ball off to fucking Peterson. Yeah. And they got him in the playoffs. They almost had a run there, but fucking Blake Wall shanked the remember was that 2015?
Mm-hmm.
He shanked the punt.
Got like
the field goal.
Okay, that one, that's why I said it's going to be fun because like we literally have 3 levels of QB here. We have one who's just like an immediate bust. I don't think there'd be anyone in the world who'd say Johnny Manziel was anything other than a bust.
Yeah.
But then we got Blake Bortles and we got Teddy B. Teddy B obviously still in the league. We've seen him start and be good for a season still. Blake Bortles went far into the playoffs. Not in the league anymore.
You're going on bus that's still existing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's what I'm saying.
Okay. We can broaden the spectrum with that because, my spectrum is real slim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, your spectrum is really wide, actually.
Actually, yes, whether I like them or not. Really. It's like, there really is no spectrum. It's just like, yes, you know what? Fuck him.
Yeah, see, and like just what Zeb said, Ryan Leaf is the definition of a bust. Exactly. I mean, those are the guys who we go with. Ryan Leaf. Let's just think of some of the biggest ones in history.
Bob Griffin III. Oh, we're not.
You think so? Rookie of the year? That's still a bust?
Bust. He destroyed a whole organization.
But see, that's where the injury can't be subjective, right? Because if like It's just, like we either have to leave that in or not. And I think a guy like Ryan Leaf, who doesn't even get hurt, Jamarcus Russell doesn't even get hurt. They just suck. They're just that bad. Johnny Manziel.
No, bro. That's what
What?
it was. Jamarcus Russell got all the money and he got fat.
Yeah, for sure.
And he was never any good.
Yeah. Well, he was good in college. He was great in college.
Right.
Amazing in college. Nah,
I hate the Raiders and anyone that ever looks at them.
But Johnny Manziel, he definitely has to be up there, even though he's 22nd overall. I think it's crazy because a guy like Tim Tebow, he doesn't really last long, but there's no way that Tim Tebow's a bust with like the 26th pick or whatever it was. I mean, he got them a playoff dub.
Yeah. I mean,
he won a game where he only completed 2 passes.
If you think Katy Perry is any kind of hot, like, because I think she's kind of a butterface, like, you know what I mean? But anyways, if you think he nailed her.
And Kidda said he was in the Air Force Station, Northern Texas. He said Manziel was a god out there. I mean, that's what's crazy.
I'm sure
about,
he was.
The college towns, like, yeah,
he had motherfuckers flying in the finest cocaine from other realms right into the air base. Hey, Money Manziel, he had all kind of money, bro. That was still when college was motherfuckers was getting money on the low. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Stupid money.
I mean, it wasn't really on the low, but the people who wanted to turn
his name was Money Manziel.
The people who wanted to turn a blind eye, come on, they're just come from rich families.
It really upset me when I saw him rolling up that dollar bill though, because I was like, come on, man, at least use 100, and then on top of that, fuck, you get a straw, man.
All right, I want to see if anybody. This is 10 years ago. We're talking the 2013 draft.
Okay.
If anybody can remember the one solo QB drafted in the first round. This is a football play. I don't even think people would remember. No, this person existed. Bogey?
Matt Barkley.
Nope.
Oh, that was the year before. Fuck. Oh, he was.
Bogey?
Nick Foles.
Nope. I can't even say you're close with either of those as well.
That was 2012, huh, Nick Foles?
No, Tino, not Andrew Luck. That was before 2013. And nope, Emil, good guess. Not Brandon Whedon. We haven't made it that far yet.
Brandon Whedon was 2011, wasn't he?
Yeah. I thought it was either 2011 or 2012, one of the two. All right. I'll narrow it down.
Okay, give me a hint.
AFC. It's an AFC QB drafted. This is 2013, and the first overall pick.
EJ Manuel.
Oh, Bogey got it. Bogey got it. EJ Manuel.
I just raised my hand and yelled.
Nice. Bogey hit it. Nail on the head. Boom.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah. Zeb got it after. Yeah, a little. I know there's a little bit of a delay. Good call on that, though, Zeb. Yeah,
I nailed it.
2012. This one. I mean, shit, this was the year that we had 4 QBs. Go ahead, Bogey.
Okay. I just have a question.
Okay.
Did the Rams not draft RG3 first, then trade him?
No, I think he was. I think the rights.
I'm trying to remember this correctly.
I'm pretty sure the rights to the pick were traded.
Okay. Because I swear in my mind, this is kind of like a Berenstain Bears thing. I've seen a picture where he's holding a Rams jersey, like RG3, like he was. So that's all completely like not multiverse shit. This is multiverse shit.
I'll pull up his Wikipedia.
Okay. Yeah, because in order, give me RG3, Andrew Luck. Then in no
You're going for the order.
I'm just gonna just throw them out there out of memory before just let me get a crack at this. RG3,
yep.
Andrew Luck,
yep.
Then Russell Wilson, Kaepernick, Kirk Cousins.
Russell was the 3rd rounder.
Yeah, I'm going in order of how they were drafted.
I'm only going off the 1st round.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't have anything. We're just going in that class in general.
No, just the 1st rounders.
Yeah, but in that class in general, we decided it. Russell Wilson, I'm sorry. Uncle Tom.
Wait, real quick.
I'm sorry.
Real quick.
Rob Griffin III, Uncle Tom.
Hold on, real quick.
Okay.
We got Juggernaut in the house. What's that?
Okay. Uncle Tom Russell Wilson. I'm sorry. Uncle Tom Robert Griffin III.
Yeah.
Then
he was
then
second.
Uncle Tom Russell Wilson. Go ahead.
We're just going off the first round, remember.
Yeah, but I'm just going in this class.
I know, but don't worry about anybody else outside the first round.
But test my memory though. Okay.
Because I don't have anything else pulled up besides the first
okay.
round.
All right, go ahead.
And Andrew Luck was first. Just to
he was first. Oh yeah,
sure
that's right. They got the first overall.
Yeah. Robert Griffin was the second.
Okay.
Now there's two other guys drafted in the first round, and it was not
Mettenberger?
Russ. Nope. One is in the NFL right now, one is not.
Matt Barkley?
Nope. Loki loves Matt Barkley.
Why do I love that motherfucker right now?
Ooh, Zeb got it. Tannehill.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
8th overall to the Dolphins that year.
Right.
He was definitely
wide receiver converted to QB.
If he didn't get traded to the Titans, he would be one of the ultimate busts right now because the Titans is the only reason why he's probably not a bust.
No, he had it before he got traded to the Titans. He always had a bad go at it, and if you remember, he was with
injuries. Don't
Adam
bust even with the injury.
It was the injury because he got them into the playoffs and he pulled a Derek Carr. He got injured the game, and actually it was not a Derek Carr. He pulled a Tannehill where they were locked into the wild card. In that week of preparation, this fool runs onto the practice field, tears his MCL.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what happened. And Matt Moore had to go in there. And it was Kenny Stills. Remember him? Like Kenny Stills was a thing as long as Matt Moore was in there. You know what I mean? Jarvis Landry. You know, that was the 2016 year.
And Zeb got
he never came back the same.
And Zeb got Whedon, and we had someone else say Whedon earlier as well. That this was
because the Browns took them up high.
22nd.
Oh, the Browns were still. Oh, that's right. It was still the fucking Brian Hoyer Browns. No, it wasn't. Brian Hoyer didn't go there till later.
Yeah, you can't imagine. There was still Mink Shift guys.
Wow,
over there. A lot of run game going.
Was it Troy Smith then? Don't even look it up.
And who said? And Tino said is RG3 a bust. See, that's what's crazy is because he won rookie of the year and everything.
He didn't get a playoff win.
I said no for that reason, but that's why
I wanted. He didn't have a playoff win. He doesn't. He lost to the Seahawks.
Yeah, well, and they lost in that game, and he broke all of his shit.
And he tore his ACL, and he's a selfish son bitch because he tore his ACL early in the game, or he knew it was bad, but he still kept going out there, and they were all bad.
Is he a selfish son of a bitch? That's the coach that's not shutting him down. Everybody would go out there and play if they could stand on their 2 feet. They're all warriors.
He was a running QB. Selfish.
The coaches need to save him from himself.
It was the Legion of Boom was them, bruh.
All right, now we're going back more than 10 years to 2011. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 QBs drafted, all inside the top 12.
Damn. 2011.
Von Miller was the number 2. AJ Green was number 4. Bogey?
Give me butt fumble. Oh, no, he was 2009. Never mind.
Yeah, he's way before that. He's probably like 3 or 4.
2009. He was 2009, I think.
Oh, Zeb got it. Zeb got one of them. Cam Newton.
Oh, damn, what the fuck? He was first overall.
And he says Cam Newton a bust. There's no way that Cam can be considered a bust.
Cam Newton went to the Super Bowl, and he has several playoff wins under his belt, and he has an MVP under his belt.
He can't win an MVP and be considered a bust.
and he won the MVP late in his career, like at the pinnacle, like fucking 5 years in it, 2015. You know what I mean? Or yeah, 5 seasons in it.
Alex said, "Do I flex Najee or Foreman?" I'm flexing Najee.
I'm sorry if Foreman goes crazy tonight. That's what I would do.
And Robert said, "Would you take this trade? I'm giving Pollard, Godwin, and Gus Edwards, and receive Swift, DK, Javonte." I mean, I probably would, but this is like a super blah trade. It's like just so even that I wouldn't even make this trade. If it doesn't improve your team,
I'll take the Pollard Godwin side. I'm okay with it. I need it. This more pieces. I might need that.
All right, we got 3 more QBs here who were drafted that year. One was drafted by the Tennessee Titans. Another one was the Jaguars.
Denver. Oh, no, never mind.
And the other one was the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, shit. Was that the Matt Castle year?
I'm assuming that all of these guys would be considered busts.
Yeah, they're all busts. That's why we don't even know their names.
It's Jake Locker for the Titans.
Oh, that's the motherfucker, bro. I was like, it's not Jake Delhomme. I was in the ballpark. Because remember Jake Locker? Oh, yeah, no, it was Jake Delhomme had the tennis elbow. That's what happened.
Oh, man, and there you go. Zeb said, bro, you talking about Blaine Gabbert? Yep, Blaine Gabbert is one of them.
Oh, the blonde bombshell for the Jags.
And I don't even know if fans remember Christian Ponder.
Yeah,
but
after. Damn, I knew all of those. They're just all busts. They're not worthy of remembering.
And only 2 guys drafted in 2010. We talked about Sam Bradford earlier, and then Tim Tebow, 25th overall pick that year.
Fuck me, dude. Another one who lost his virginity to
Zeb said Ponder. Fuck that guy.
Another quarterback that lost his virginity to Katy Perry, and I can't even remember him, bro.
So that was a bunch of years there. Let's see if we go back to 2009. There's your butt fumble.
There you go. Yeah, he was 09. Nailed it.
Do you remember who the number 1 overall pick was in 2009? No way that this guy's a bust.
2009? Give me a hint. Receiver?
No, QB.
QB? Oh. Yeah. 9. Hold on. Let me count some years. 9, 10.
Like 14 years ago.
Okay, 14. QB, so it's not Rodgers.
How about this? Michael Crabtree was drafted in the first round this year.
Oh, yeah, Alex Smith.
No. What?
Oh, no, Alex Smith was the same year. Rodgers, duh. No, Crabtree. Oh, fuck, no, not Derek Carr. Hold on, 2009.
I said Crabtree because he was drafted to the Niners, and maybe that would
it was
sync up with who was
drafted. Memory.
Zeb got it in the chat.
Oh, go ahead.
Stafford.
Oh yeah, duh. I you know what's fucked up in my mind? I didn't know Stafford was drafted until 2009 until when he went to the Raiders. Remember when he went to the what's it called? To the Rams. And I was like, man, you've been killing it since 2010. You're like, I don't know about that, man. He was there. And that's when I always forget. He was 2009. That's right, because he came in the year when he came in over. Damn, was it Hasselbeck? No, who was the other quarterback before him, bro? Because he went in. They already had. Oh no, they didn't have. No, they did have Megatron already.
Yeah,
that's right. Because it was I remember. It was the Jim Schwartz.
I think they had Megatron for like 2 years or something at that point.
Schwartz had drafted Matt Stafford, and it was Jim Schwartz versus Jim Harbaugh, and it was the handshake game. Do you remember that?
Yeah. And Zeb, butt fumble Sanchez.
Mm-hmm.
Another one in there.
He was in there.
2008. Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco. So that one wasn't too bad.
Mm-hmm.
How about 2000?
Yep. The Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco, 2008. 2007,
DeMarcus Russell, Brady Quinn.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're getting real blah. You got to go down to like 2005, right? Because that's when you start getting the Aaron Rodgers and Alex Smiths and.
Yeah, because 2006 it was Vince Young, Matt Leinart, Jay Cutler. It's crazy how Jay
Cutler lasted the longest.
Yeah,
That's crazy, bro.
Crazy how that one worked out over there. And let's see, who's 2005? Yep, 2005. That was the Alex Smith, Aaron Rodgers, Jason Campbell. Oh man, Jason Campbell was around for some years. Who was 04? Oh yeah, 04 was the infamous Eli, Rivers, Ben. JP Lossman also got drafted in the first round that year, so he's automatically linked with those guys forever. So we've had a lot of busts in the first round here. 2003, Carson Palmer, Brian Leftwich, Kyle Bowler, Rex Grossman. Oh man. Let's see. I'm just going to go all the way to 2000. Then we're going to get ready to get up out of here. 2002, David Carr, Joey Harrington, and Patrick Ramsey. Oh, man. (2001). That was a really good draft class.
Oh, okay. Journeymans, bruh. Under the pretense of motherfuckers that was around.
Yeah.
Josh McCown's, the Magic Man.
Yeah.
Ryan Fitzmagic. Like, where were them motherfuckers drafted? Because I remember, like, what was it? Did we miss them? I mean, obviously they're not first rounders, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm only reading out the first rounders.
Yeah, because then there's a lot of, like, you know, and this goes to show too, like, you know what I mean, when we're speaking on, you know, this is kind of a callback for earlier in the show about entitlement. Like, you know, a lot of motherfuckers get drafted in the first round, they feel they're entitled to certain things. And it's like, man, who doesn't want Mr. Irrelevant, the Brock Purdy? Right?
Look, it's
like
crazy
someone who's
because
gonna want to fucking earn their shit.
Look at this one in 2001.
Okay.
In 2001, Chargers have the first overall pick. And they're like hella jaded because of Ryan Leaf and everything at this point. So what do? They trade down and they get hella picks. And the top pick that they get out of all the picks that they got is LT. And they got him at number 5. And it was Vic, who Atlanta Falcons traded up with the Chargers.
Right? At least we say that now.
Yeah. That's what's crazy. I mean, shit, the Bengals.
And maybe Mike Vick doesn't go there and have the dog fighting career on the side if he goes to Diego.
Yeah.
You know?
Atlanta's a little bit
maybe you're rocking right now, you would be patted blue down. Right? Because for all we know,
if Victor somehow won him a Super Bowl or something.
Yeah, multiple even.
You know what's wild though is they pretty much ended up getting Drew Brees and LT out of the deal
with those picks.
Yeah, and like
and then they charged it up by trading away Drew Brees after drafting.
No, they didn't trade him away.
Oh, they let him go.
Let him walk. They just didn't re-sign him.
They oh my God, so Chargers because they liked Phillip Rivers,
and they didn't even need to draft
drafting Eli Manning.
They didn't even need to draft Phillip Rivers when they
drafted Eli Manning.
Was actually getting better at that point.
They actually drafted Eli Manning though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then they got a buttload for like that's what's crazy. They didn't need to draft the QB there. They really didn't. I was really pissed when they drafted Rivers because that was even back then. I was like, that's not a Super Bowl fucking move. We already have a fucking QB right now.
Yeah. At least you're consistent as fuck since back then. You're like,
yeah. I was so pissed because they could have traded down. Like they either could have traded down or trade like now you trade from the number 1 to the number 2 because I think the Giants had like the number 2 or number 3 pick. But it was like right after, so they could have traded that down again and got like hella more picks to like, you know, just sew up like other parts of the offense and defense.
Crazy. That's how the shit works out.
Yeah, that's what's nuts is they had Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers on their squad at the same time, and they were just like, "Now we're just gonna let Brees go for nothing because he just got hurt." They let LT walk for nothing. I knew it too. I was like, man, they should have just traded LT for like 3 first rounders after the 06 if they're just gonna let him walk in a year or two because they're just gonna fuck this up. And
I heard a story. I might be like butchering the story. Either way, I'm gonna tell it in my version. So when Drew Brees went to visit to New Orleans,
yeah,
and he already had visited with Miami, I think, and it
those are the only 2 teams I would even allow a visit.
Yeah, and I think like he was already like a lock for Miami, or not a lock, but like that's what they were pushing for, his agent and whatnot. And I think he even fell asleep in the back seat of like the car while they were driving him around. And it's shambles, like the city. Like, what I mean? But I think ultimately he was like, I want to be a part of turning the city around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I listen, he didn't say this, but I'm going to throw this in my version. It's because like, saying like part of why I'm a Niner is when my dad came from a third world country to Frisco in 78. You know what I mean? It's like you got all kind of it's wild in Frisco. Shit's going down, bro. You know what I mean? The Zodiac killer is out. So like, there's riots and there's all kind of like there's it's going down.
Yeah.
And then like, we get this guy, Joe Montana, in fucking 81 or 82 or about 81, I should say, or 80 even. Someone fucking fact check me. I'm probably they call me and I call myself a Niner. Anyways, my dad was like, that should turn the whole city around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes it's, it'd be like you had a motherfucker like Drew Brees was like, man, I might be able to turn this thing around, bro.
And see, it's crazy too, because I mean, for Drew Brees, I'm sure he's glad everything worked out the way that it did. There's no guarantee that he would have won a Super Bowl with the Chargers, but fuck, Drew Brees and LT and Gates. Like, man, that just would have been insane.
It's the ultimate fantasy team in reality. It's just like, oh, man, they got a bad matchup this week, man.
Because, like, no matter what, like, Rivers just couldn't uncork it like Breeze could. Like,
because Rivers, and I was going to say this, bro. I've been saying this forever. Rivers was destined to be a gold medalist shot putter.
Yeah.
The way he threw the...
Yeah, I've always talked shit about Phillip Rivers and that the Chargers shouldn't have drafted him. And like, I don't know, like there's a lot of people who think because of his stats, he should be a Hall of Famer. I'm not one of those guys because it's the Hall of Fame, not the Hall of Very Good.
You don't even have the children's stats on fucking Cromartie.
And we got a question from Eddie. He said, trade Devontae Adams for Devonta Smith. I'd rather have Devonta Smith, but I don't want to do a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, I want more. Yeah. Unless I'm desperate, unless my fucking record says I need something that's gonna help me right now, I would do that. I'll get Devontae Smith and trade Adams. For some reason, people are still gonna value Adams more. So you might be able to get Devontae Smith plus. But if this is what it came to, and I need a win, and I've got to scave off, we're at that time right now. If you're 3-6. You know what I'm saying? You're scaving off mathematical elimination. And the only reason if you're 3-6 and you're still alive, that means there's other people that are not far off from you in the win-loss totem. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do want to make a video, though. And it's like no one charges it up like the Chargers. And bring back that 2010 season when they had the number one offense in the league, number one defense in the league, and they didn't even make the playoffs.
They had the wackest special teams.
Like, how do you not make the playoffs because your special teams is that bad that it outweighs how good your offense and defense is? That's horrible.
I mean, think about it.
I remember seeing, so real quick, the video that I remember seeing about this, like they showed data on just on teams who had top 5 offense and top 5 defense, just both of those metrics. And pretty much it was super rare that a team was in both categories of top 5 offense and defense.
Yep.
Every time that this had happened in the past, the team had made it no less than the Final Four. That's how rare it was.
Divisionals.
Huh? Yeah. No. The conference.
Yeah, the title games.
Yeah, the conference title games. Yeah.
Oh.
So and 3 out of the 4 times beside like that it happened outside of them, those teams made it to all the way to the Super Bowl. Chargers were the only one who had a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense in the same year and didn't even make the playoffs. Like, what the fuck? And I remember the first game that year, they gave up 2 blocked punts for touchdowns to the Raiders. Like, that's what started off. They're number 32, like, worst.
It's when they had the Jerry Rices. Just 2001? 2?
No, 2010.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, you said when they were the number 1. Oh, yeah, okay. Damn. Oh, and this one they still had LT.
No, they didn't.
Oh, LT is already gone by 10. He was there 9. He was there going by 9. When did he go? 10, 11 to the Jets? 10, 11, 12?
2008 was the last year.
Okay, so he went 9, 10, 11. Oh, that's right. And it's crazy because I don't even think the Jets were particularly good on offense, but they were super good. They won all those games low scoring.
They were good on offense. I mean,
were they? I don't remember.
Sanchez wasn't that good, but because of LT, like, you know, when you got a run game, like LT still had it. Like, he wasn't done yet.
I mean, that was when running backs would go like 8, 9 years, 6 to 9 seasons. It was easy. That's different. It was different back then, man.
Bakes, I threw the super chat link in. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Damn, LT was in his 8th or 9th season at that point when he got to the Jets.
Yeah. And let's see.
Yeah, and that's like, you know what's crazy is
I guess he still wasn't the exact same because he was barely cracking.
Yeah, we looked this up. He
got hurt in 2009.
Yeah,
but I mean, 14 out of the 16 games. I mean, you know, he would have been a little bit closer to. I mean, what did he get? He got like 1,000 all-purpose that year, missing the 2 games. And then, the next year, he didn't even start all the games. He got hurt in that year, too, and missed a couple games. But he ran for 900 and 360.
900 and 360.
Yeah. Yeah, those are definitely oh, no, and I guess he was with the Chargers in 2009. So it's 2010 and 11.
Through 11.
He was with the Jets.
Oh, really? He didn't even get there? Okay, that's right, because they went back-to-back AFC title games that year.
Which one? 9 and 10, right?
Yeah, or at least the 9 and 10 seasons. So which would have made it like 11 and 12 Januaries.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. 10 and 11 January.
Yeah, LT. Savage. Should have been LT and Breeze, man. I swear. Rivers messed it all up. This is the front office messing it all up. Tina said, I forgive you, Uncle Jerry, for your last 25 years of mistakes.
That's a lot.
Because at least at least you have the championships in your life. Like, imagine being a Charger fan and like the only time Chargers ever sniffed the Super Bowl was when they played the Niners and got the shit beat out of them. And I was like 8 years old then. And I was like, man, Chargers aren't shit. Like, even back then I knew they weren't shit.
How about here's the thing though, too, man. Fucking I hate the Cowboys outlook right now. It's so good for them right now.
I don't know about that. They're in the same division as the Eagles.
Right now. Just saying. The Eagles, listen, the Eagles, like the way they play, you know why the physical teams make it? Because they beat everyone up. But when they don't make it, it's because they beat themselves up. That's the Niners. The Niners fall in that category. The Eagles, man, like they're kind of beat up right now. Because you know what I mean? Like if they could figure it out on this bye week with their secondary for real.
You said they're beat up. What happens on a bye week? You just get 1 week healthier.
That's why I'm banking on my Niners right now. I'm just saying though, like, didn't the Cowboys come back looking like, okay, I heard what Bogard said. We gotta just run it up, man.
Appreciate you, Bakes. You're the man. We're gonna do a dab for our homie Bakes, throwing in a $10 super chat.
Shout out to Bakes, man.
They gotta get Noble closer to that PS5, homie. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I'm gonna send you the bread. I'm gonna send you something on top for the young nobles too. I was waiting for the closer to the birthday anyway. You know?
Yeah, we
or at least when you get closer to when you're gonna cop it. You know what I mean? Let me know so I can throw on top.
Yeah, it's gonna because we'll see. I know my mom and my
young nephew, bro. Like, listen, man. Today, here's one thing, bro. I gotta say this, bro. It's my daughter's 16th birthday today, and it's a milestone every year because it marks another year that I was a parent. You know what I mean? And it's the greatest thing ever, if you ask me. You know what I mean? I'm getting a little emotional now, but bear with me. And the one thing is like for her birthday this morning, I say, hey, we're going to get you a new iPhone. What color do you want? She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, which one do you want? She's like, oh, I want white. I'm like, okay, cool. 10 didn't have white. I'm hella annoyed, right? Because I'm asking, hey, you want gold or whatever colors they had available? I'm like, well, we're going to have to order it then. It means we're not going to get it tomorrow. Because if not, I'll get you it tomorrow, right? Because her mom's working today. You know what I'm saying? I'm stuck in the house with the kids. We'll be right tomorrow.
And the phone, I mean, you can't like cut off the phone. That needs to happen.
Exactly. Exactly, right? So it's like, it's gotta be, so it's not really, you can't really surprise her in that sense, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, and then I'm like, hey, what do you want? What, you want some games on the PS5 or something? Like, because she's so difficult to shop for. But like when she was a kid and our only kid, she was so spoiled because I'm a parent for the first time and I'm getting stupid bread and I'm not grown up either. Yeah. That's the point I'm getting to. When I became a parent, I was still a kid myself.
Yeah.
I was doing everything.
You're like one of those kids having kids.
Yeah. I was trying to figure it out. And then like, she's the most mature one out of all my kids, obviously, because she's the oldest, but also because she had to understand early when times got hard, when we started having more kids and started having, you know what I mean? Like why we can't do things, why we can't do this or that, because, you know what I'm saying? Like her understanding, and it's real big to me. And then also I hit it with like, listen, I cannot get you any games and I could just throw on in this fucking car we're going to get you because she's about to get her L's. And that's another milestone. You know what I'm saying? Like something to be young, to have a goal to work towards. That's almost like the first goal when you're young, right? Like, hey, this is bigger than like any fucking money or clothes you want. You can get a car and move around.
Yeah.
Freedom. You know what I'm saying? Has parameters, obviously. But it is like, you know what I mean? But then it's also like goes back to like, you know, when I was a young parent, like I spoiled the shit out of her birthday. And it's like this morning, like my girl, she's doing all the balloons and shit up hell late. Cause like, and then it's funny because like, of course, our life's a fucking episode where my girl's like, okay, because it's tradition. We always get them balloons and all this shit. And my girl's like, oh my God, Party City, their fucking system's down, so they can't make any transactions. So it's like, I'm like, go buy a helium tank then, right? For the sake of tradition. She's like, I'm at Target right now, and they only have a large tank. It's $50. Well, I guess you're gonna buy it. Then she's like, then this morning I wake up, she's like, because she's filling balloons up. You know what I mean? Fucking had like a couple hours of sleep because she's just like that. She's just thinking about this plan. She needs to do like, well, and I'm like, fill it up. I'm like, the baby. I'm like, Deja sleep right now. This is last night, right? Fill the balloons now. She's asleep. Well, I'll just do it in the morning. She wakes up hell early. Then she wakes me up. Over the first moment I wake up, she's telling me, I blew up the number 1 balloon because she's like a 1 in a 6. Like, well, I mean, you know what I mean? You decided to do it yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's like, well, what do I do? I'm like, well, it's the 9th. Maybe turn the 6 upside down. She's like, well, I ordered. She's like, I ordered it for pickup. Number balloons. I'm like, okay, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so funny, the little things we're trying to keep. And then my daughter's just so cool because she's grown as fuck. Being 16, she had to grow up because she grew up with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's still, it's crazy. Like, I trust her more than I trust my girl in a lot of instances. Like, because I raised my daughter. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain things, like, she just, you know what I mean? Like, I know she's going to be good in life. Because I raised her, but also because I had to grow up to figure out how to raise this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah! And Bake said, "Happy birthday to your daughter, Bogey."
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's funny. It's one of my friends' birthdays today. He's not into the fantasy football or nothing, but someone like you, a hell of a lot of kids.
Hey. You know what I mean? It's a legacy, man. Having the kids is a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? It's always challenges, you know what I mean? But and whether you believe in, this doesn't go for anyone who's religious or anyone who's non-religious. If you just believe in anything greater, whether that's yourself or something like, some type of entity or God or universe, whatever it is, bro. I strongly believe something greater only puts us in positions that we can handle. You know what I mean?
Blue Crew said DJ Moore or Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, where's the Packers? Yeah, he's not going to be on. Jair Alexander's not going to be on him. Yeah, I'm with it. Deontay.
And he's running the down the field routes too. That's what's really hurting George Pickens to the point that he unfollowed the Steelers. And Mike Tomlin, what's funny about Mike Tomlin? He's dealt with the Jujus doing the TikTok dances. It's not gonna make him be like, all right, George, what routes do you like? You know what I mean? He got relegated because that's what the coach feels is what you're best for. Take the top off. Too bad for you.
Yep. Lame.
It really is, but we are. If you guys watch this channel, we are the Deontay Johnson guys. We're not on the George Pickens guys. And shout out to our man Stevie B, who also put another layer to that. It was like, why we're not on George Pickens? Because the guy can't get separation. That's why he makes all these highlight reel plays, because he has to literally make a play on the ball, and then you go to the person throwing on the ball. He isn't the greatest at all.
No.
Go to the higher percentage A dots with Deontay Johnson. He plays predominantly out of the slot, but he also gets targets out wide as well. So it's like now it just takes away from George Pickens. I'm playing, and if I'm wrong, it'll be because of a margin of a touchdown. That would be because DJ Moore scores a touchdown this week. That's how, or tonight. You know what I mean? That's how I feel I would be wrong over the
And Tino just out of nowhere, I believe in Brock Purdy. And then Crispy, Brock is pretty good.
Stop fucking reverse jinxing, my guy. I know what you guys are doing, Cowboys. You know what? Dak's the GOAT. Okay. He's the GOAT for fantasy. See, they can't even bring me to do it, huh?
All right. One more dab.
I don't like that at all.
And time to get up out of here. So we'll be back. We'll be back for FNT in a few hours. And Bogey, we got to figure out Saturday what time works, if a time works on Saturday.
Okay, give me a sec.
Bakes, I'll take Dakota over Brock. Yeah. I wish Dakota would act like he did. We need to go back to these 300-yard games and 3 touchdowns. We need to get back to that kind of status. Oh, man.
What are they saying now?
Said, don't you call my QB the GOAT, bro?
It's the reverse jinx. It's their year. It's the Cowboys' year. Fuck that. I don't even feel good saying that. It's reverse jinxing. Damn, it's how pathetic we are. We resort to at least. It's funny. I know Crispy legit gets mad when I say Dak's the GOAT. He's like, fuck Dak. Dak's whack. That's that guy, bro. Let's go for fantasy. You gotta be fucking A. And we're about to play the Eagles too, coming off. The Eagles play us coming off the bye week. Fuck them.
But yeah, so we need to see what time you could do it on Saturday, if at all.
I mean, we could do the mornings, you know what I mean? I could even do early Friday, you know what I'm saying?
So Nelly can't really do it until
okay.
He can't do it until early afternoon, evening.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, you just set the time. You know what I mean? Set the time. That's
no. I mean, if we could do it at 5, that'd be cool. Yeah. I didn't know if you
more than likely that'll work. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I just don't want to pick a time that excludes you because you're doing something.
No, listen, I don't know what we're doing though. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing though. It's really on her. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a dinner tonight, and you know what I mean? She's gonna go to San Jose next week, which is dope because I thought I was going this week. I was like,
it's different when you get older. She wants to go do shit with her friends on her birthday.
Exactly. And like I want to go do shit with my friends too. I'm like, I want to go to Vegas. I'm like, oh yeah, let's go. I'm like, I'm with her on this plan because I'm also like trying to go to Vegas too. I am gonna go to Vegas. You know what I mean? I've been doing, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to do it all. Gotta pay the fucking property tax and all the shit. Get all that out the way, and then as long as everything's out the way, then do what the fuck we want. I was trying to tell my daughter. My daughter knows this too. I'm like, listen, shut the fuck up. Just be with me on this. We're going to San Jose next week. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Because then I'm gonna spend like 12 hours in the lab. I'm gonna knock a bunch of shit out. Like shit that I want to do that I want like quality. Like better than me. I mean, I can do quality. You know, I'm spoiled. I'm a spoiled motherfucker. On purpose.
Peacock said new Thanksgiving t-shirt about to drop. Just finished the design. Nice. And Ryan said, don't usually post my plays, but I have a winner. Bryce, 1+ patching TD, Thielen, 40 receiving yards, Komet, 25 receiving yards, plus 150. Nice. I like it. I'm not mad at it. A little bit better than even money. Okay. Go ahead. All right. And okay, so there we go. So we're going to be doing the movie on Saturday instead of Friday this week. It's Noble's playoff game on. He's going to have a playoff game today and tomorrow. So Peacock, he said he'll be filling in for me on Thursday Night Football today, and Bogey potentially as well. We're going to see if Stevie B can make it as well. Let's just ask now, just in case before I forget. And Steven said Bears, Pats, Vikings, Bucks. Which D would you run out in the stream?
Vikings.
Man, I'm thinking the Bears. That's how bad these ones are, though. Like everyone's gonna
play the better defense. That's why. And then the Vikings have a chance to they're playing the Saints, right? Derek Carr.
Yeah. Well, Derek Carr / Taysom Hill.
Chances it all. You're right. You're right. We'll go to the Bears.
Crispy said Dak is ass.
I told you.
Yeah, there we go. Peacock says he's going to be running point on the live stream watch party tonight. Don't forget to drop in and say hi. Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You, Peacock. Man,
yeah, hell yeah, Peacock. I'm there.
I just looked at it's ridiculous, what they're doing with this whole playoff format, because I think there's 9 teams in or some shit like that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
It's this whole huge playoff tournament. It lasts a week. So we're going to be playing Thursday and Friday for sure. If they lose twice, we're done. Okay. But if they win one of the two, then we're playing on Monday as well. And then if they win today and tomorrow, and then I think it's Monday and Tuesday are guaranteed. And then if they somehow keep winning, it goes all the way to Wednesday being the championship.
Let's go. Let's go to Wednesday, bro. Let's get this chipper, bro.
Yeah,
hey, that changes lives, bro. When the motherfucker wins the whole thing, it even changes if they lose it. They're like, listen, I gotta get it, bro. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Changes the attitude. That's for sure. Yeah, me and Noble, we got to get out there. We got to get out there in a little bit, start working on his swings. Got to get some hits and step it up in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Young Noble.
Oh, man. All right. Yeah, we're going to get up out of here. It's a good show. A little over 3 hours today.
For real?
Yeah.
I did put away a 6-pack for sure. At least I started working on my tonight's beer already. Well, I mean, I'm saying I bought a case last night for tonight's game. I was like, I'm having a breakfast beer. Drank like half of it.
There we go. And let me put
close that door, son.
Let me put up Peacock got the Thanksgiving shirt up there. Let me throw it up there. He threw the link in the chat. It's a nice turkey, smoking a joint, wake and bake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the festivities, you know what I'm saying?
I like it. There you go. You can see it a little better right there. There we go. Peacock. Pretty dope. I like it. All right. Super high. I don't even know how many dabs I've done. I went to a dispensary and got like, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 different flavors. I know I've done at least a dab of one. A few of them I've done 2 or 3 of.
You needed a motherfucking he was like, we're going strong for week 10. You know what I'm saying? The flower is cool. We need that punch.
Hell yeah. All right. We'll be back 1 o'clock for FNT, and then we got the Thursday night watch party. Bogey, let them know.
Yeah, man, check me out. Everywhere you consume music, just look up Bogard Scott free. Enjoy the adventures.
And send us on home.
Week 10. Give me money.
Defense on me.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night. If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm going to take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
Here comes the, 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 here comes the. Y'all don't really want it now.